Stream Deck. Don't be a dick to me today. Good morning. Is audio working? Man, I was like, yesterday we thought we fixed all the audio. I just have to tell you guys, like, we started Discord movie night last night. And not only did Windows wipe all of my audio settings from everything on my computer, including OBS, it wiped it all from Discord as well. So I started up Discord, couldn't hear anything, couldn't control the volume. Like, I hate Windows 11. It's such a fucking joke. What up, Gun? How are you? Good morning, Nick. Good morning, Cuteness. Good morning, Cal. Good morning, Ashley. Thank you for subbing to the class, keeping the classy alive, and giving it any swings to that Prime sub. Don't forget your Prime subs. Every time you forget your Prime sub, Jesus kills a kitten. Oh, good morning, Coffee Toast. I hope you're doing well. What was the thing? Wii U, right? Wii U. I hate Windows 11 so much. Good morning, Cuteness. Good morning, VR. Good morning, Senior Moist. How are you? It's like I literally opened up into movie night and had to walk away because I was so mad. Do I have permission to speak this morning from the males in chat? I saw one of my neighbors out this morning and I almost was like, hey, you have a penis? Can I talk? But I didn't because talking to strangers is exhausting. So I forgot my bowl in the kitchen, Simuous. I just realized. Hold on. One moment. Got him. Anyways. Cal got his meds. Fuck yes. That's something. Only if you cook. I was barefoot in the kitchen at least once today already. So does that count? Oh, the world we live in. Good morning, BDO. How are you, love? I hope you're doing well. I wanted to show you guys. I finished the thing last night. And it's so cool. So, what the fuck? This is what I do when I'm anxious and can't function. Which is weird to say, because it allegedly, it looks like it takes a lot. But, if you probably know, I've recently gotten into, I don't even know where my other two are right there. Book Nooks. Which they're essentially just like another kind of model to build. It's something. I don't know. It's really relaxing to me. It's very much like Lego instructions in that it's just step by step and everything's very visual and it's super it's really easy to understand. And I love a step by step guide instructions. It really helps me like disassociate. So I've been making these Book Nook things and I've kind of leveled up each time. So like this one just lights up. This one lights up and sings, the one closer to me. This one has movement. And it was really anxiety inducing to make it because if you've never made one of these, you literally put every single little tiny microscopic piece together. So I had to make all of the like inside of this is so much just like gears and shit that I had to sit there and sand and like wax to make sure that they function forever or, as long as I want them to or whatever. They're very cool. So I brought a cord over to plug it in so I could show you what it does. Because I'm pretty excited about it. My problem is I don't know what to do with them when I'm done with them. Like, I just put them on a shelf. Because it's the building part that I'm very into, you know what I'm saying? They're cool to look at, though. Okay. So it's like this, and it looks like a little TV. And then you could do this. Don't hit your cord. And it's got lights, but of course it's really bright in here, so it's going to light up like that and look like nothing. So I'm going to turn the light off, but watch this shit. That's it. I did. And there's a little bear that spins on a merry-go-round right there. I wish the glare wasn't on it so you could see it. It's like I made a music box. Is that the weirdest, coolest thing? Welcome to the circus of values! Isn't it cute? Yeah. This is my new thing, and I finished this one last night, which was cool. But then, like, they just sit there. I don't know what to do with them now. They're cool, though. They're fun. There's something to do. When I don't have the mental acuity to create my own project. A wooden Antikythera mechanism. You must now sink it in the ocean off of Greece. Oh, shit. I did wax it, so it would last a little bit. Oh, is my music really loud like right now? Thank you. The audio's all fucked up since yesterday, so if audio's really loud for some reason, let me know. I'm gonna have to readjust where my sliders are and shit. CK's chat's the cutest. Other chats can't compare. I mean, you guys are pretty fucking cute. I've thought about it, but they're pretty delicate. Like, a kid, I mean, I don't care that a kid would probably tear that apart. Like, I've made it, I'm done. But they're very delicate. They're kind of, like, I'll show you one of the other ones. So, like, this is one I made. And all of this is hand done, but it's like actual little plants and stuff. And it looks like a little hallway or like Diagon Alley or something. It's like a bookshop. Yeah, they're really fun, but I like everything. Like, I made the moss out of glue and felt. Like, you really do make everything in these things, but they're really fragile. Like, you can see there's little plants hanging that dangle. And there's a cat in there. There's a cat up there. Like, there's also they're pretty delicate. Like, they're not really something you could play with, which sucks. They're not like a doll house. But they're real fun to make. If you can get them for like $24 on Amazon, and they take days. I take days to do them because I take a pretty long time, but they're fun to make. But yeah, so every single one of those books was a tiny piece of wood. And then I had to cut out each piece of paper individually and like wrap it and glue it around the tiny piece of wood. It's fucking involved. Like, they really make it ridiculously involved. Nothing comes pre-assembled. These were all stickers that I had to peel out, fold in half, cut holes in, and then like trim up and shit. It's pretty intense. Like, they get really intense. That's one of them. And then this is the first one I ever made. Definitely assembly required. And it lights up inside, but the light is so fucking overdone in here, you can't really tell what's going on with the lights on, which sucks. But it's like, it's a little office with stuff. Potion bottles and pictures and lamps and a clock and a dartboard, but I did all of that. Like, you really do it all. It's crazy. Nothing comes. Every single one of those pieces of paper I individually glued on the ground. It's all like, all those scrolls I had to cut out and fold, like roll myself. They're actually loose in there. I think these ones. Yeah, these ones I could pull out and show you. Like, it's ridiculous. Nothing comes assembled. So don't dive into it if you don't want. Search Book Nook. Book Nook. There's tons of them. I tend to look up Book Nook for adults because they have, like, you know, beginner level ones that you don't do all this detail, and I like this detail because that's what takes them days and days and days for me to do. But they come with everything you need. Like, they come with the tiny screwdriver, they come with all the screws, they come with double-sided tape. Like, you really don't need anything. This one is called Detective Famous Agency. I don't know. But they're real fun, and they're literally called a book nook because it's supposed to sit in your bookshelf. And then this is actually a sensor. So if I leave the light on, after like a minute, it turns off. And if someone walks by, it turns back on. They're kind of fun. I don't know. I've thought about making one on stream, but I feel like it'd be really boring to watch someone make one of these. It is. It's kind of like ship in a bottle. You make it from the inside out. And you kind of like, you put all the walls together. You put everything on the walls and everything. And then you kind of click it all into place. And once it's clicked in, it's done. Like you could see the one that has the vines across the middle. I can never open that one again. Like that one was so complicated. You had to hang all the vines on one side and then slowly start to close one wall in and sit there with tweezers and individually hang each vine onto that other wall and then click them in. That sucked. But they're fun. I mean, once you're done with them, you made like a little world. Ooh, is that a cool one? I actually need to get a new one. So if you guys find a cool one you want to watch me do on stream, let me know. Because I don't have one going right now, so I'm a little anxious. I don't have anything to do now. I'm not kidding you. I have this one right now. Hold on. It's so funny, Kona. I literally have this one, and I'm so mad at it because I started it and immediately broke it. Look at this. So, the little cauldron in the front, that's the first thing you make. So you pop out all the cauldron pieces. This is how the sheets come. And everything is labeled like E13, E5. Like, this is how you pop shit out. This is how you make it. It very much is like models. But you have to pop out those stupid little cauldron pieces. And then I know I'm really mad about it. I just stopped doing anything because I was so mad. You have to pop out the cauldron pieces and they pop out like this, flat. But they've got like breaks in them. So they're technically supposed to be able to do that. And you're supposed to pop them onto a rounded piece of wood so that they form the cauldron roundness. But literally only 2 of them haven't busted when I did it. They literally snapped right there. All of them. Like, and I was being so fucking gentle. I was like, are you kidding me? And I just got instantaneously mad and stopped working on it. I got 1 without a break in it. It even has a tiny break in it, but you see what I mean? I've never used a kit that made you do this before, and it just seems very faulty. I don't know what to do, because I've broken 3 of them. Like, I don't know where to go. I have all of the pieces to make the rest of the thing, but the cauldron. I might have to, like, wing it for the cauldron or something, because I don't, like, that just infuriated me, because I got that kit. This is how they come. You just get all of these boards like this, and then you get your little pamphlet that tells you step-by-step how to do it. But like I said, it's just like Lego instructions. It's pictures and letters. So it'll tell you, like, exactly what piece to put where, everything step-by-step, how to assemble all the furniture, like... It's just really nice to have those step-by-step, and it's very, very visual. No, it's all wood. It's all wood. I just don't know, like, I stopped trying to bend these stupid cauldron pieces because it did that. Fuck. So, I wouldn't suggest this one particularly, because I've made a few. I feel like I'm pretty good at this, and they just did that. Which is infuriating, because that's supposed to be the side of the cauldron. So, my goal, like, what I've been thinking about is basically the broken ones to have those turned away from, like, view. And then have the ones that look good on the outside. Dude, Kills, I don't even know how you would do it. Like, they're so... I could send you a picture of it. But, like, my autofocus won't even show you what they almost look like an accordion of wood. I'll send you a picture of one, because I honestly don't even... They're really weird looking. I don't know how to explain that. It's like they're cut all the way across, but for some reason they break. Thank you! Mr. Jangles, thank you so much for stepping in the class, keeping the class alive and giving it any swings. Go forth and be consensual in all the ways, because nothing in this world is sexier than pure sober consent. And I appreciate you. Well, that honestly, I was thinking of just like somehow constructing a cauldron out of something else, or making one out of resin or something, because this is ridiculous. Like, where's one that's not broken? So here's one that's not broken. So you can kind of see what I mean by those striations in the side. The whole thing's kind of cut as this weird accordion. And then you're supposed to be able to snap it onto these pieces without them breaking. And I even sat here and like warmed them up. I sat here and did this for a bit. I was like, oh man, these are going to break. These are scary. And then they did. Well, that's the, look at this, Kills. I don't even, that's the, I mean, I guess I could send you them, I could text you the measurements of how big these guys are, and then you could guess how big it is, but this is what the actual kit looks like. So that's what the cauldron, oh shit, fucking wrong. Every day. I should just assume it's going to be the wrong screen every day. That's not it. This one. So that's supposed to be the cauldron in the front. You can even see there's a break in it. There's a break in one right there. Oh, you can't see my mouse. What the fuck? Right there. Do you see that bust in it? So they even know their kit doesn't work because it breaks. Fucking cock asses. There's a bust in one right there too. Those are the breaks. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just put it together. But I got that one because I thought it was really cool. The downsides, I guess. Them's the breaks, right? You can kind of see what I mean, though. See those weird striations in them? That's what's supposed to, like, make it so they can bend like this. But for some reason, when you snap them onto the little piece of wood they go on, they break. Which is so lame. I got a couple, though. I got two. What? No. What the fuck is that? That's just infuriating. But looking at the picture, like, I guess they're just gonna break. Yes, Najil, though. Look, so seriously, I wouldn't get this one. Don't do this one. Because I've been doing them. I'm an adult and they're breaking. Don't do this one. Just go on Amazon, look up depending on how old your daughter is, Book Nook for kids. When I looked for this one, I look up Book Nooks for adults. So they tend to have a shit ton of tiny microscopic little pieces and electronics that if you lose one piece, you're done. I could show you. Do I have any? I don't know if it'll come up. Some of these sheets, though, I could show you how small some of the pieces are. I've literally lost a piece before. No shit, I lost an entire cord. The TV, there's supposed to be a light in the ceiling that I don't have. It's just gone. I cannot find it. Like, there's just so many tiny pieces. So if it's for just remembering myself as a child, I'd lose these pieces so fast. I'd get 3/4 of the way through, give up, and lose all the pieces. And I'd have a half-built thing in my room for 6 months before my mom threw it away. If your kid's anything like me, I wouldn't get the adult one. I'd get one that's just, like, completable faster and that doesn't have to sit around. Because there's, like, literally these microscopic fucking joint pieces sometimes. I'm trying to think. In this TV one is the hardest one I've ever done. There were some of the smallest pieces I've ever worked with. This kind of gives you a good example, though. These are, like, background pieces. I don't know if you can tell how tiny some of them get, like that shit. All the little joints and tiny, they're so small. And once you pop them out, you're done. You pop it out wrong and it breaks in half, you better know how to glue it together. Like no shit. In this guy, oh my God, I could pull off the back and show you. I was so fucking mad last night. So in the back of it, obviously there's a lot of wooden gears and shit that I had to assemble. And so there will be like a gear and then a claw that clicks into that gear, and the gear turns the claw, and that's what turns all the mechanisms and makes things work inside of it, and the Ferris wheel and whatnot, right? There's like rubber bands holding the gears together, and that's what turns everything. So I was putting one of the rubber bands onto the Ferris wheel and then onto the gear, and those forks that stick into the gear all snapped off. Last night, like 2 steps from finishing this, the entire thing just went, and all of the pins were stuck in the other gear. Deep within it, I was done. Like, I literally had to lay it on its side, get a magnifying glass and a toothpick with glue, and put dots on the gear holes where the gear forks had snapped off, and then stick the gear back on it and hold it there for an hour with my hand. during movie night just to make it function. Shit like that can happen where I can see a kid getting just discouraged and giving up. I would. So just look for easier ones. But Book Nook. Book Nook. That's the term for them. They're real fun. They're just like I said, you just get these sheets and they'll have letters and numbers on them and you pop out each, like these were all the cauldron pieces. That's right. And these are the wood pieces that the cauldron sticks on. That's where I started and ended because I got so fucking mad. I've never had pieces break like that before. Ever. Like they're pretty hard. They're pretty hardy. Like I just use my fingernail to pop the pieces out, but you can use like a pen or something to pop them out. They're pretty hardy, but like you can see these long skinny ones. If you push on one side, it'll snap the other side off. So if your kid isn't old enough to kind of conceptualize that, they might be snapping pieces in half. And then I don't know what you do. You don't get extra pieces. So that would suck. I'd go for kid kits. It's wood. It's all wood. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, that's literally the wood. That's whatever that is, Kills. I don't even know how to explain it. Whatever that is that you wrapped around, that's exactly what those little cauldron pieces are, but they don't bend. It's so, like, I'll show you what I mean. So this piece, right? This is supposed to be cauldron. And it's supposed to click into this. Like that. Into those two holes. And you have to hold it so evenly and so delicately, otherwise it just fucking snaps. And if I was a kid, I'd get so frustrated. I mean, I'm an adult and I got frustrated. And I'm just like spending days trying to figure out what to do with it. Like, what do I do now that I've broken it kind of situation? I almost got one on. Oh my God, I got one on and it didn't snap. Incredible. Sometimes they don't. Most of the time they do. I don't know. This kit's not my favorite kit. It looks really cool, but I think I'm going to have to make some other cauldron or something to put in there. I have big hands, I feel like. I don't have small hands. Oh, I like that one. Oh, I'm excited. You'll have to share with me when you finish it. I like the little drawers in the background. And it has a second story. That's cute as fuck. $55 a sheet? How big is a sheet? Holy crap. It won't stay on. I don't like this kit. I feel like I'm gonna break it if I push it on. Oh, 5x5. That's not, I was gonna say, dude, like, that's some expensive shit, but no, 5x5. I guess you use that for quite some time, right? I bought a knockoff Lego cherry blossom tree. The parts are super microscopic and the instructions are more of a guideline. That's gotta suck. That's one thing I like about these book nooks is a lot of them are like, they come from China or something, so the instructions are all in pictures. It's the best. Like, every once in a while there will be a little broken English in there and you're trying to figure it out, but the like 99.9% of the time, it's just this. It's just like Legos. It's just labels the pieces you need, shows you how to assemble them, shows you what you should have. Labels the pieces you need, shows you how to assemble them, what you should turn out with. Pieces you need, how to assemble them, what you should turn out with. Like, it's just so nice. And I just sit here and have it open and reach and grab some pieces and assemble stuff and just like, it's very relaxing. But if you guys want, we can still make this kit. I just don't know what to do about the cauldron part. It was literally step one. And I just feel so discouraged by that part. That sucks. But it's got some mechanism in it. It came with electronics, so that'll be fun. That's another thing. Like this one, I actually had to make my own circuit board. So when you get into the really complicated ones, like if you Google book nooks for adults, there is some electronic assembly required. It's not intense. There's no soldering or anything. Like literally some of them, yes. So this one came with literally everything you need. The only thing I would suggest is to get a little bottle of wood glue. It just helps. Like they come with everything you want. But for instance, like This kit came with a sheet of double-sided tape that you had to cut little pieces and use. And it was really tedious because it was itty bitty pieces and they would stick to my fingernail and they would wrap around under my fingernail. So I just have like a jar of fucking wood glue and I literally do this. I put a little blur on the top of it like that. Just a little like bubble. And then I sit there with a toothpick and dip it and use it. That's literally all you would need. You need so little, but it just makes it feel more solid. Like they're designed to just click into place. But especially if it's for a kid and it's going to be moved around probably or shown to friends constantly or taken off of a shelf at all, I would definitely get a little bit of wood glue. It's just going to make it so much more solid. Things are just going to stick together. Other than that, no, it comes scissors. You need scissors. I would say scissors. And it's different. So, like, for instance, this witch one we were looking at, this one, no paper. Right? Oh, we got one sheet of paper. So like I was talking about in that other one I showed you guys with all the tiny little books and how I had to cut out microscopic little pieces of paper and glue it onto chunks of wood to make it look like books. So some of them come with stuff like that. So you'll need scissors. This one came with, we're probably going to make some newspapers. We're probably going to fold up some newspapers and make it look messy on a desk is what I'm assuming. This is the sheet. But this one. This one came with a book I had to cut out. Like, it was in, like I was saying this, I'm not exaggerating. Every single piece of paper you see, those pieces of paper, all the paper on the ground, papers on the walls, I cut every single one of those out by hand and hand glued them in place. Every single one. It's crazy. Like, every single one of those, like these manila envelopes, they actually have documents folded up inside of them that I had to cut out and fold up. Are those loose? Can I show you? Yeah, they are. Check this. I left some loose, like you're supposed to glue it all in because I just need to show people. Manila envelope, right? Tiny, microscopic. I can't even, where are my tweezers? I can't even get it out without the tweezers. Where are you, you bastards? Really? I just had them. Come the fuck on. Okay. It's amazing. It's so much, right? So there's your manila envelope, and then you've got a little fucking... and you can open it up, and it's a book. It's not going to show because it's so fucking oversaturated, but it's actually a legitimate, like, ledger of some kind. It's so small I can't even read it, but every single thing in that Nook book has this. And I had to cut out these manila envelopes and assemble them. Like, it's crazy. Like, they can be as intense as you want them to be. This one is definitely the most intense I've made, whereas most of them don't come with near as much paper and shit to cut out. But then you put it back in your manila envelope. And you put it back in your box. And I'm not bragging, I genuinely enjoy doing this. I'm just saying if you're thinking about getting this for a gift for someone, think about who you're buying for. It's not your everyday model. Like, see that, like those drawers on the side and all the manila envelopes stuffed into the top drawer, and there's a stack of manila envelopes on the top of it. Every single one, hand cut out, hand assembled, with a document inside. Like, there's no point. It's just for fun. But those little things, see the stack of manila envelopes on the desk? Every single one, hand cut out, hand folded, hand stuffed with some sort of document. Like, it's the little things, I think, that make it feel more real, which is why it's so cool, but it's a lot. Like, it's a lot. Like, the dartboard, I had to cut out every single one of those little darts individually and glue them on. It's not a small project, but they end up so cool. I made, like, a little world in there. It's just neat. I don't know. For the mini TPS reports, yes. Well, see, I couldn't decide either, and I'd never made one before, so that's the first one, that one I just showed you, not the TV, but the one next to it. That's the first one I'd ever made. I just picked a pretty one. That's it. I just picked a pretty one. Really. That's just pick one you think is pretty. Like, I picked a pretty one, and then once I made it, I was like, all right, I feel confident in this. I'd like to do one with movement in it. So then I did this one with the movements and stuff, because it just is like when you pop out each little wooden piece, they'll have little tags on the side that you should sand off, but you don't necessarily need to until you're getting into the electronics and the movement, because if you don't sand them down and wax them, then the movement won't work. So it's just like little extra steps you can add to it if you want to, but you don't have to. Step by step, I mean, they show the pieces, and they have arrows saying, like, this... I don't know that... What do you call, like... I wish I had a better brain. What do you call the hole and the peg? So the instructions literally will have this piece and the piece it connects to, and they'll have a little dotted arrow line that'll say, this peg goes in this hole. This peg goes in this hole. That's perfect for me. Words are stupid. People trying to explain directions with words, I just don't know why you're still doing that. Everybody thinks so differently. The way you explain something is not going to make sense to me, and the way I explain something is not going to make sense to you. Do pictures. Everybody understands a picture. What's the most dangerous tarantula I own? None of them, because there's no such thing as a deadly tarantula.
Turn it off, Willard.
Is that not the answer you wanted? It's never the answer anyone wants. But there's no tarantula in the world that we are aware of currently that can hurt you. I'd say the scariest to me is my Ornithoctinae. I think it's Southeast Madrano or something like that. It's literally barely even named yet because it's such a new species, but it camouflages so well and is so fucking fast that every time I open the enclosure, it's almost always right there and I don't notice it until I throw a bug in and the little lump of fuzz moves and I'm like, ah! If that got out, I wouldn't know what to do. It's so fast. And so hidey, like it's such a little hider. It's a little, it's not little, but it's an Asian underground fossorial tarantula. And so they have no defense mechanism whatsoever. They're not deadly. They just hide underground their whole life. So they fast. That one scares me, but they only scare me because they're fast, and if they escape, they'll die. And that's sad.
Hail Satan. Cheers. I think I missed 420. I was talking too much. I got excited.
You guys got me talking about my weird models. So now you sent me down a hole. Etsy sells files that can cut... Oh, shut the fuck up. I mean, kills. That's like the next level, I feel like. That is the next level of shit. Where you get to paint it yourself. Oh no. You shouldn't do that. Don't do that. That could be a problem, bro. That's literally like the next level is painting it yourself. That, you know, it actually does a really good job of cutting out like the pattern for brick and stuff though. That's pretty impressive. Good morning, Duncan. I hope you're doing well. A new Sasha. Shut the fuck up. I've been looking. I've been waiting. You're in danger. I wouldn't like, I was no shit. I ran across some Instagram post this morning, but it was a husband talking about his wife and how she found 3D printers and now they have 7 3D printers. They have a room dedicated to 3D printers, like this whole spiel on it, and how proud of her he is, and like he's so excited his wife has hobbies and stuff like that. But I was like, that's what happens to me. I get into something and I'm like, oh, I just start gassing up on it real bad. Gotta step. We should not. We shouldn't. We shouldn't. I'm in danger. I have 2 FDM and 1 resonant laser cut. See? I get it. I get it. I just got a skill saw. Like, that was my treat for fixing the kitchen. Every time we have to fix something, I feel like there's a treat in it, in that I get to get a tool that I've wanted for a really long time. Skill saw was this time, and ooh, I'm gonna have fun with that bitch.
Did you?
Bro.
Oh! I'm okay!
Putting on an HO scale train in, and then there's no saving you. Someone already guided me towards the new, there's another kind of model you can make. It's not book nooks, but it's the same concept as wooden models, but you're making actual objects. I can't remember what they're called, what the brand is or whatever, but like, it's just like what I'm doing, but you make a functioning globe instead. Or you make a car that runs, or et cetera, et cetera. Like, there's so many things you can make, it's fucking crazy. What are you doing down there? My dog has bumped my leg so many times, I feel like I'm kicking her. I'm not. She's doing something. Stop that. Just go lay down, you nub. Cheers. Kills, same. That's exactly what Zeke and I do. Because it comes to a point of like, how many times have we gone to Scott's house to borrow this tool? It's time to invest. Like, that we obviously need this tool. It's time. And so it's slow. It's like every time a project comes up, we get one more tool, and it's getting into quite a respectable tool. I feel like he's the tools and I'm like the yard equipment. Like, that's my area. Treats are healthy incentives. I agree. And we fixed my kitchen, which was the best. I'm just trying to justify a laser cutter table to myself. I mean, what would you do with it? As far as I'm aware, there's so little that you can't do with one. Thank you for the biddies, Molly, you generous fuck. They're kind of like 3D puzzles. I mean, you could call this a 3D puzzle, technically. I mean, I've watched people put them together on YouTube. It's the exact same thing that I'm doing with Book Nooks, but they call them 3D puzzles. Sure, but it doesn't look like puzzle pieces. It's the same thing I'm doing. It's like popping out all the different pieces of wood and putting them together to create something. Like, it seems like the same concept. I mean, if you have one at work, why do you need one? The shitty faucets in my house that get loose all the time are the reason I own a basin wrench. Yep. Yeah, I have that. Yes, oh my god, is this one of the cars? Yes. Wait, is that like... How big is that? Okay. Oh my god. It was by something that looked like a hedge, and I was like, wait, are people making a wood car that's real? No, that is so cool. That is fucking cool. A Lambo is my dream car. Like, the dream car I'll never have. You know, my Jeep is my dream car, but like Lambos. The fact that you can just cut those out, I didn't even think about that knives, kills. I didn't even conceptualize that you could, probably because they have so much print on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they come like this. So you've got all that print. So yeah, it didn't really click with me that you could cut these out yourself, but that makes so much sense and is so sick. I mean, technically I could paint these myself too, but that is, you shouldn't. You should stop. You should. You are in danger. What song is, oh my god, is this Gone Away? This brings you back to high school? Yeah, me too, man. I was 9. Okay, that's not high school. Come on, we were a lot closer than that. I was gonna say, Crispy, we're not that far in age, bro. This is nostalgic to me too, but it was like the music I listened to my brothers listen to. So I was obsessed with it because I was like, oh my god, my brothers listen to this music and they're so cool. Like, it's the coolest music. Oh my god, cute.
You slammed her, you dumped her donut, you gave her dog a sausage, you
The
stuffed
retro
her
car
like
is
a
cute as
Thanksgiving
fuck.
turkey.
That looks like one of the original Fords. Oh, thank you, Rod. Oh, Barilla. Have fun. Wait, it's your birthday. Wait, I'm gonna have to wish you happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. This is your day. So have a lot of fun. We're waiting for the celebrating. This is your day. So happy birthday to you. Ooh. Have fun and be safe. Don't take drugs from strangers. Whoa. I hate I love Instagram. It's the only thing I use, but I hate that it auto plays in mute. So it can never show you like the first second of a video. Drives me nuts. I had to go fast. They were leaving. You're not old. My mom's almost 71, and she's like traveling the world solo. We are not old. Yes, time is going by, but we are by no means old. My God, we have so much shit left to do. So much time left to gather mourners for our inevitable passing. Shut up! Sorry, I get really upset about autoplay. I tell that to my joints every morning. Crispy, I literally say it to myself all the time. I'm not a joke. The two things I say the most to nobody. Why are you like this? Get over yourself. All day. Walking down the hall, suddenly my hip falls out. Fucking get over it. To myself. All day. Fucking get over it. We got shit to do. I ain't got time for hips. But I feel that. 37's the halfway mark. Maybe. Hopefully not. That's long. All the dead roses from the graves in the cemetery near me. Thanks for the scream. You're welcome. In this economy? Exactly. I don't know. I just, like, don't have time for my pains. Fuck them. I got shit to do, man. Dude, isn't this the shit? Knives got it for me for my birthday last year. It's from that guy that we watched, that drumming. We call him the drum god. But it's not from him. I shouldn't say that. It's from a company that he just happens to wear a lot of hoodies from. And his hoodies are so fucking funny. And this one is Walt Dealer. But, what's his name? Oh my God, what is his name? Siberiano something something. Fuck. I forgot it. I just am blanking on his name. He's amazing though, and he always has funny hoodies. What up, Worsty? Good morning. Not in my family, David. It's miserable. The women live till they're 100. We all outlive our husbands by at least 25 years, and we just don't die. Not for lack of trying, mind you. My Nana lived on fucking vodka and chocolate for the last 15 years of her life. It just... El Estepario Siberiano. Bless you. That is him. He's incredible. He really is a drum god. He's so fucking talented. Vampires. The women in my family don't die. I'm stuck. I'm stuck for quite some time. Unless I do some real hard work before then. I don't mind how long I live as long as I'm not having to pay someone to wipe my ass. Like, I just don't want to live to that point. There's no point for me. Like, you know, if I have I can't walk, I can't move, and I'm just stuck in front of a TV all day, no, I want to go. That's not it for me anymore. Can you imagine me sitting still all day? Just take me out, man. That's it for me. That's just... I'm twitching thinking about it right now, dude. It's making my feet itch. Just the idea of being stuck. Oh, God. My wife better outlive me. I just need to outlive the dog. Right, you just see this little pink-haired old lady, like, very slowly shuffling her walker into a freeway. Jesus, take me. Every car mystically misses me. Oh, I feel that. I mean, I've talked about this before, David. I do tea breaks, which is essentially I take myself off weed for weeks at a time to try to like get my tolerance under control. But I am a much more pleasant person with some weed. And that's just a fact. I feel more pleasant and I'm more pleasant. I wonder if Disney would let you into their parks when I'm old or like in general. My great aunt Jennifer ate a whole box of chocolates every day of her life. She lived to be 102, and when she'd been dead 3 days, she looked better than you do now. The man who came to dinner, the women in my family. I'm not kidding you. My Nana started her day with whiskey and her coffee, and at noon, she was allowed to have her vodka tonic with a twist of lime, and she had a walker with a basket, and the basket always either had lemon bars or Ghirardelli, like those flat square chocolates. She loved the caramel milk chocolate, and she'd have a baggie of those in the basket of her walker, and that was my Nana's diet for at least 15 years of her life. Like, she didn't give a fuck. Once my grandpa died, but we just don't die. And then my coffee jumps up my nose. All right. I'm dying with a controller in my hand or a dick or both. Same. I would like that, please. Horribly funny samesies. Raced, but you can walk. With severe pain, though, that fucking sucks. Yeah, that's just the shit. I feel more rounded when high. Same. I feel, David, I've described this before, and I know a couple people have agreed with me on this. There's something about myself. It's all about, it's something going on in my brain. But like throughout the day, the way that I'm guessing neurotransmitters that make me happy function and fluctuate, like without weed, a couple times a day, I just become, for no particular reason, extremely annoyed with human interaction. And I don't know why. It's just out of nowhere. All of a sudden, I'm very irritated by everyone around me, all the sounds around me, and I just need people to stop acknowledging me for like an hour. And weed gets rid of that, and weed makes it so I can just function a whole day as a normal person and not suddenly turn into a raging cunt in my head. I don't act it out like a cunt. I'm not like, get away from me, it's my time of the day. I just like suck it up. But I hate it. It feels shitty. Because it's nothing to do with anyone around me. It's in here. Like, no one, my immediate surroundings or the people around me have not changed. It has nothing to do with them or that. It's just the neurotransmitters of my brain fluctuating all day. And a couple times a day, I get real just like, I don't like you. But with weed, I don't. I don't know. And I would like to just go a nice 12-hour period without, out of nowhere, suddenly disliking someone I liked 5 minutes ago. That's very nice. I like consistency. I feel like weed makes me consistent. To myself. Like, just a sense of relief to me that I can feel consistent in who I am. Not in who I am to other people. I just want to feel consistent. I've talked about that before, but like, when I was in high school and early college, before I was diagnosed and put on any meds for anything, I quite literally thought everybody woke up on the wrong side of the bed every day. I thought that was a real thing when people are like, oh, who woke up on the wrong side of the bed? I'm like, is it not normal to have to lay in bed for 5 minutes after your alarm goes off and figure out who you are for that day? Like, what am I today? Am I angry today or am I fucking manic? I thought that was normal. I had no idea. I had no language to describe how I felt. I thought it was just normal. It's not normal, by the way. It's not normal. Oh, that's what's happening the past 8 days. I am so sorry. That is shit. As my chances of getting arthritis is high and I'm already have carpal tunnel, I hope brain controllers get better in the future so I can die playing video games using my mind. Same. My Nana was like that, drinking and ate candy all day, walking and towing an oxygen tank because she didn't have a full lung. That was my other grandma, my stepdad's mom, a 175 Seneca cigarette hanging out of her mouth, oxygen tubing, and her little oxygen. And she was so fucking thin that her dentures didn't fit her gums. So all day you would hear her clicking them back into place. Just this weird. All day. All day. It was wild. 5 minutes. I can't lay in bed more than 5 minutes without going into an anxiety attack. Not just sitting here trauma dumping, just facts. I can't. It's why I can't sleep in. I cannot lay down until I'm tired, and I cannot stay in bed if I'm not asleep anymore. After 5 minutes, that's about how long it takes for me to become enough conscious for my brain to start spiraling into depression and sadness. About anything, I gotta get up. Get in the shower, get the coffee, get the dissociation going. Otherwise, it's just like a fucking avalanche. Gotta start moving. Start moving immediately, otherwise that avalanche is just intolerable and I can't move past it. Normal for me, I need my post-wake up time in bed before I'm a person. It was like I had to realize who I was going to be, though, and then, like, metabolize who I was going to mask as for the day. I can't lay down until I sleep unless sick, otherwise I gotta move. I'm the exact same. Yep. Like, I can be at my desk and bopping, like, I'm technically sitting, but I'm recrossing my legs a million times. I've got a beverage, I've got a bong, I'm talking, like, I'm doing things, I'm active. But the moment stream's over, I'm up. And I probably don't sit until around 8:30 o'clock at night. Because I just don't want to. It's, you sit, and that's when the intrusive thoughts come in. Gotta keep going. Keep going. Because those intrusive thoughts are bullshit. They're garbage thoughts. We all know they are. It's not like we're avoiding something that we should be listening to. We're avoiding our head being like, you know you're fat and ugly, right? Don't forget you'll die alone. We don't need to hear that. Fuck that shit. I'd much rather play a video game. I don't need to hear any of what my brain has to say. My brain's opinions are shitty. I just watched a science video on how lack of sleep can kill you. Oh, absolutely. What's crazy, I worked in a sleep clinic for a little while, Nate. I don't know everything about sleep, but I learned a good deal more than I'd ever known before. And one thing I thought was wild was, I mean, for one thing, we don't know why we need sleep, really. But you never make up sleep. Ever. Naps don't make up sleep. Sleeping in one day does not make up for not sleeping the day previous. And every time, there was some crazy statistic, and granted, this was like 10-ish years ago, there was some statistic where if you get 6 hours or less sleep a night, you on average live 15 years shorter than other people who get more than 6 hours of sleep a night at a time. Not total. So not like including a nap. Total sleep at nighttime. There's something to it, man. Everything needs sleep. It's wild. Even like dolphins and shit shut off half their brain for a while. It's crazy. Brains are jerks, Kinger. They're really jerks. Mine does it all the time. It's constant. Like, my default mode for my brain, unfortunately, isn't positive without other people around me. And I hate that. I have to, like, train myself to not think sad. Medication for me too might, but for some reason, sitting activates them. Which is weird. Like, as long as I'm standing, which is psychotic to say, I'm well aware, as long as I'm standing and moving, they don't activate on their own. But the moment my legs are no longer functioning and I'm sitting, my brain has space to start leaking in. I think. I don't know what that is, why, and I think that's why I constantly just stay busy and move all the time, because it stops that from happening. Oh my god, that's one of my favorite jokes. My grandpa used to say that joke to us when we were kids. It was a little alarming. Kids will stay up late and just be like, hey, I mean, we do it as adults. Night shift. Raise your hand if you've worked a night shift before. And you just told yourself, I'll make up for it. It's fine. I'm just a little tired today. It's fine. Do you want to know how much I slept as a respiratory therapist in charge of your loved ones' lives working night shift? 3.5, 4 hours in between 13-hour night shifts. Maybe 4 hours if I was really lucky. Maybe. But we justify it. We martyr ourselves. We have other people we need to take care of, other things that need to be done. We put ourselves last. You never make that sleep up, though. And it ages you and is really bad on your body, but we do it to ourselves, night shifters. It's statistically proven, and we all know it, that night shifters do not live as long as day shifters. We just don't. And it's not just working night shift. You think about, like, the repercussions of working night shift. We are consuming probably not as good of a diet. We're not getting daylight. We're not getting exercise like we should because we're not up during the day hours. We're consuming inordinate amount of caffeine and not necessarily as much water as we should. You know, it compounds on itself over time and really breaks down your body fast. Night shift ain't good. Like, it has to be done. I loved night shift. I would never take a day shift. Day shifters annoy me. I love night shift, but we don't live as long. You really do break down faster. We just cheers. Cheers, Viata. Were your lungs burning? Recently got a CPAP, and while the adjustment period sucked, having a full night of sleep for like the first time in possibly my night without having to choke to death in my sleep was amazing. You give me life with these stories. I can't even tell you. This was seriously same shit happened with Glut in the past year. Glut finally got his CPAP, and while it's an adjustment getting used to sleeping with a hose and a mask on, the sheer being able to breathe while you sleep. Like, my boy Glut has lost about 50 pounds just because of the additional energy he has because he's sleeping at night. That's it. He just feels like he's on crack because he sleeps now. Like, that's what a CPAP can do for you, which is fucking amazing. I'm so serious about that stuff. You guys know that was my life before, but I've seen people die in their 30s with sleep apnea because they're like, I'm in my 30s, all I do is snore and I don't need a sleep test. And they wait way too long. Don't wait. If you have horrific snoring or if you feel yourself getting up all night or you're choking on yourself while you're sleeping or you have to sleep on your side with a pillow without going, please go get a fucking sleep study if you can. You can die. I don't say that as a facetious ha ha ha. I have seen 30-year-olds die of sleep apnea. It's literally one of two things. Either your throat is literally collapsing or your brain is forgetting to tell you to breathe. Both of which, what the fuck? Let's take care of that together, yeah? Oh my god, that's what snoring is. It's your airway flopping, or it's your brain forgetting to tell you to inhale, what the fuck? Or it's a combination of the two, which is really fucking scary. This is not to be fucked with. Do not, like, if you have a partner that you literally can't bear and you have to sleep in a separate room because they're... send them to a sleep clinic. That's a serious issue. Serious fucking issue. Not to be taken lightly. Like, it's so scary. I was just too fucking proud for the Darth Vader mask, but it's worth it, dude. Fuck anybody who... I mean... I'll wear a mask with you. I don't give a fuck. Breathing is underrated, dude. We need that. My mom won't use one she's supposed to and tells everyone... tells me everyone's gonna die someday. Molly, would you like a rebuttal? Sure, everyone's gonna die someday, but how come you want me to watch you die so fast? I'm your daughter, you're supposed to love me, dear parent. How come this is my punishment? Why don't I have the right to keep you around as long as I want? This is very selfish behavior. What the fuck? No shit, I got a lot of parents to switch themselves around by throwing the, your kids have to watch you go through this. Be selfish about yourself, but think about them. Once you bring other people into the... People like to default to selfish, even though they're not truly that way. It's a defense mechanism. Again, usually some sort of pride or something bumping up. And when you can disarm their pride with, hey, this has nothing to do with you. I don't want to watch you suffocate to death slowly. I'm your daughter. Things tend to change in their mind a little bit. Sometimes. Try it. Because it's real. I mean, that's the reality of the situation is, like, everybody's going to die someday. I'm going to do whatever I want. all those kids you claim to love more than anything in the world have to watch you do whatever you want and die whenever you want. Real nice. Real fucking pleasant of you. I haven't finished Harry Halbert. I don't know how long it is. We're going to play more today, but I have no idea. I mean, we've got that day countdown thing going on, and it's jumping fast. What have we gone from? We've gone from like 80 days left until whatever event to like, I think we're down to like 30 something days left. But we get montages and it jumps like a week at a time. I don't have the heart to say that. I understand. It's a hard place to be. I've had a lot of practice getting very real with very selfish people about their health and their healthcare. And I'm fine with you killing yourself. Do what you want. Everybody in the long term chooses how they're going to die for the most part, whether it's diet or smoking or drinking or terrible physical whatever. It's, you know what I'm saying? But there are people around you who give a fuck and genuinely want you to hang out. And is it fair to them? I don't think so. But I've had a lot of practice throwing that shit in people's faces, so I understand. Oh, Viata, thank you. I will search. I took a sleep apnea test and found out that I don't have apnea, but I do have severe allergies year-round. My life changed from 24/7 non-con breath play to normal function. That's fucking awesome. I do. We were talking about neuro yesterday, actually. You're welcome to, Molly. I mean, I have no problem being the bad guy if I need to. People can be mad at me. It doesn't affect me. You can be mad at me, like, regardless of how mad someone gets, it's still the truth. And that's what makes people very uncomfortable, is they can react however they feel. They can get pissy and angry and self-righteous and blah, 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 but it's still true. At the end of the day, her children still have to watch her slowly suffocate to death because everybody dies someday. And that's a fucked up thing to choose for your children. IMO. But I don't have kids. I just hear parents claim they love their kids more than anything in the world all the time. If you claim to love your kids more than anything in the world, why would you choose that for them? Why would you choose to make them watch that? That's horrible. She snores something fierce. I'm not bothered by it at all, but I'm worried about sleep apnea. If she literally snores in all positions, I mean, seriously. I could tell you personal stories, like not just patients. I had a friend I worked with at Lowe's who literally went to sleep on her couch at the age of 36 and did not wake up. She has 8 children who have now been motherless for 2 years. Was she morbidly obese? No. Did she have any other pre-existing conditions that would have morbidized this situation? No. She had mixed sleep apnea, and it took 1 second for them to correlate where her throat flopped and her brain forgot to tell her to inhale at the same time. Done. What a horrible fucking situation. And a CPAP, that's all it took. A fucking CPAP to blow your airway open would have kept her alive long and happy to watch her kids go through school, graduate high school, have kids, get married on their own, etc. And instead, they were all in elementary school, every single one of them. Sick. It's the saddest thing. That's a personal story. Not my patient. Friend, 36. Please, for fuck's sake, get a sleep test. No one cares if you have a mask on if it keeps you alive. And if they do, they don't care if you're alive. Which, like, fuck them. Kick them out. What the fuck? Out with you. We want nothing to do with you. Hi, Bubba. All the small things. Come here. Your sister's humping you already. I know. She's a very dominant hoe. Hello, my boy. Well, Bill. Go hump, walk off. Thank you. She's such a meanie, huh? I know. Sister's such a whore. Can I hire you to be the little voice in my head? Yeah. Sure, I can do my best. Well, the thing is, a lot of the times it has nothing to do with your size. Like, there is like what we would describe as anatomical sleep apnea, and it is most often people with very short necks. But I'm not kidding you when I tell you I worked with a pharmacist at one of the hospitals I worked at who was 6'7" and maybe 150 pounds. Like, this boy was thin, and he had sleep apnea, and he slept with a fucking sleep apnea mask. He had to. He had horrific sleep apnea. Just anatomically, he had this long, skinny neck, and he had a floppy airway. And unfortunately, the more you snore, the floppier the airway becomes, and it becomes a more serious issue as the road goes down. You know what I'm saying? I understand. I mean, seriously, Molly, I could come up with a solution forever. Your mom sounds like the type where she's going to do what she wants to do, regardless of what anyone says, because she's very insecure, and her fear has driven her to a level of cunt. Feel free to send her this. And when your fear and your insecurities drive you to a level of cunt, there is no solution for you. You will deny no matter what I do. I've had patients like this. That being said, if the fear hasn't yet driven her to the level of cunt, nasal pillows. It's literally a fucking nasal cannula. And if this causes you to be claustrophobic, you need medication. It's time to see a psychiatrist. Like, has she seen Dune? It's less invasive than those. Nasal pillows. It's literally just suctions up to your nose like this. That's it. It's no bigger than my finger. But if you're the type of person where no option works for you, you're going to be a fear cunt, I can't help you. I can do everything possible, but some people, they really let their insecurities drive them to just being an asshole at baseline. It's time to chew on each other's faces. It's happening. You sleep. Shut up. I woke up this morning cuddling a bag of vegetables and package of English muffins. Oh, that's precious. What? Days, thank you for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. My name's Katie, and it's wonderful to meet you. Hello. I'm 6'9" and 275. I'm thick but not super fat, and I inherited sleep apnea from two parents that both had it. Most of the time, it's a genetic factor. The vast majority of the time. The only time that, like... And it doesn't really usually evolve into sleep apnea, but it can, is when you get morbidly obese, and it's usually in people who have breasts, because their breasts literally weigh too much for their chest to inflate anymore. And so they'll start to breathe shallower and shallower and shallower and shallower until they're using very, very little lung volumes. But that's usually the only time I've seen it we're talking breasts. Like, damn. Like, you might have to put them in a shopping cart to go shopping kind of boobies. Like, wow. But the weight of them literally crushes. Also, I could go on. I'm so sorry. We've respiratory therapy vomited for the morning, I guess. But a lot of people who are chronically constipated can end up with symptoms of sleep apnea. Because like I've told you guys before, so... if this is where the apex of your ribs are, you can kind of see mine poking out right there. So this is about where your diaphragm is. And then this is like intestines and stomach and liver and all that and bladder and kidneys and whatnot. So when I do a CT scan of your lung volume, I usually take it from belly button. I've made this joke before. Belly button up. I'm belly button up. I take a CT from belly button up because I want to see where my ventilator is. I want to see where the tube's laying, etc. And I'm not kidding you. So your intestines should kind of bump up against the bottom of your diaphragm right here. I've seen people where their intestines are up here because they are so chronically constipated, there isn't an inch of their intestinal tract not currently full of shit. So if you imagine, your diaphragm should be able to extend here, right? But now you've got solid shit all the way up to here because you are chronically constipated. That's literally all they can do. It's wild. Wild. I have seen so much poop in a body. So much poop in a body. But you can, I mean, that makes sense, right? We've all eaten a big meal where we're like, wow, it hurts to breathe. Some people live like that. Like all the time. And CK's taking a shit. Yep. I talk in my sleep and I'm, oh, Zach talks in his sleep. Weird, something weird. I talk in my sleep and I'm told I say the most ridiculous things. Luckily, my partner understands. Oh my God. Wait, they actually understand, but do they converse? Do you converse? Can they speak to you? Because that's fun. Having gone to the hospital for a workup due to some chest discomfort yesterday, I got an abdomen CT to make sure everything was where it should be and right sized because the organs can all push against one another. This is oddly relevant. 100%. Oh yeah, things will be pushed around and moved out of the way. Your intestines will take precedent. Always. It is wild. Those people literally full of shit. Oh, 100. We've actually had to cut poop out of people's bodies because the poop is so backed up that peristalsis isn't doing shit anymore. No pun intended. So we've had to go in and remove colon. And like I say, you get one butt. Take care of your butt. Before my diagnosis, my snoring was officially rated as epic. Yeah, I've had those patients. I'd keep my GF awake on a different floor with 2 doors closed between us. I love these numbers. With a CPAP, I went from waking up. So this is what this means. This is how we rate you, like what your score is on the CPAP, on the sleep apnea scale, your apnea score. So we basically count how many times you fucking wake up all night long. Like you actually genuinely wake up because you're not breathing anymore. So Saronlin went from waking up 45 times a night to 3 with a CPAP. I'm so sorry, but no one can convince me you're getting any amount of adequate sleep if you're waking up 45 times a night. Are you kidding? What? You're not even sleeping. That's not sleep. You're like blinking. Whoa. I'm so happy you have a sleep apnea machine because my God, that is nauseating. That is crazy. The worst part is she just laughs. Oh, Crispy, that's exactly what Zach does. He sleep giggles like the child from Poltergeist. And he does it for a bit. It's enough to actually wake me up out of a dead sleep. It's fucking horrific. He's done it since we started dating. It's the only thing I could change. If I could change anything, the sleep giggling's gotta go. I hate it so much. It's like a nightmare. I had 2 per hour. I was told 5+ is apnea. Yeah, 2 per hour. I mean, that's 2 per hour. I'd probably assume, like, I'd probably be asking, like, do you sleep with noise? Do you sleep with a TV on? Is, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Because a lot of people will claim, like, I can only go to sleep with the TV on, but that TV noise and the light on the back of your eyelids is actually preventing REM cycles from ever occurring. So you'll oftentimes have these weird 2-hour wake-ups where it's just to turn over or whatever and make sure your TV's still on. And so oftentimes we'll go through a therapeutic moment with people where we're slowly start weaning the TV away. And actually the reason they're waking up all night is anxiously trying to check if the TV is still on. So once we wean them off the TV, they stop waking up all night because they're subconsciously aware the TV is not on. You don't want light and noise on your eyelids and your ears. Like, as much as you think it's helping, it's not. I promise you. Like, our brains don't function that way at all. It's why night shifters don't live as long. Because we have to sleep with the light and noise. Ooh, dude, fuck that stuff, CJ. I've heard nothing but bad stuff about Ozempic. I haven't heard anything good. Like, people are having really weird, like, side effects from it now. My wife will have convos with me in her sleep. It's weird because it just sounds like she's sleepy, and then suddenly she's talking about a flying puppy. Yeah. I've tried with Zach, and usually he goes like, huh? You wouldn't get it. He'll say something like that and then giggle himself back to sleep, and he has no cognizance of these moments happening at all. He has no memory. I'll ask him. No idea. At all. But he said that to me multiple times. You wouldn't get it. I'm like, okay. You sleepy, scary fuck. Sometimes she doesn't while I'm watching TV, and at a funny part, oh, that's not okay. That's so creepy. Not okay. Nope. I have to sleep with a podcast and a fan going, or else I have nightmares or night terrors. A lot of people are like that. Yep. And that oftentimes the anxiety of, oh, is my podcast off? Am I going to end up in a night terror? Ends up resulting in you waking up constantly. I don't know. That stuff. Sleep is such a mystery. It's so fucking weird. Good morning, Allie. How are you, love? 81 events an hour. You're just blinking, CJ. You're not even sleeping. How? White noise is fine. You just don't want a TV or something that's like playing loud noises and flashing bright lights at the back of your eyelids and stuff like that, because that's literally fucking up your diurnal cycle and telling your brain it's daytime. So your brain's struggling against all odds to stay awake, even though you're exhausted and trying to sleep. It's essentially doing to your brain what night shift does to a brain, kind of. What up, October? How are you, love? I use white noise app for sleep, but I have it on at times, so it stops after like 2 to 3 hours. That's how we wean people off, honestly, is using timers like that. Or using podcasts, because a lot of people, it's noise that they want, not necessarily the light and the TV. The visual's nothing because they're trying to sleep. So going to just an audio, as opposed to the audio and visual, and slowly weaning people off of that has helped a lot. And then there's some people you can't wean off. Like some people genuinely, they just are so fucking anxious they can't go to sleep without noise, and it sucks. And you just sleep like shit forever. Is that a good itch? Are you the best boy? Mm-hmm. You are. You're the best boy. My allergies, my nasal passageway is always inflamed. Mine too, which blocks fluid and mucus from draining correctly. So Claritin, Flonase, Mucinex, same. Good morning, Gimp. Happy birthday! Happy birthday, I'm trying not to scream in my dog's ears. Happy birthday, this is your day to have a lot of fun. We're waiting for the celebrating, this is your day. So happy birthday to you. Ooh. Happy birthday, Honey Bean. I hope it's special and you eat something delicious. Commercials are the worst. Oh, dude, commercials or just the fucking like the opening song to a show. I mean, when I worked night shift, no shit, I used like shows like I watched a lot of Bob Ross to go to sleep because I had to sleep in the middle of the day while people were out like mowing their lawns and going to school and playing in yards and stuff. And so your brain wants to wake up because it hears all that sound of daytime. But I definitely need to sleep because I work night shifts. I watched a lot of Bob Ross, but like shows like, for instance, Schitt's Creek, where in between the episodes, the fucking like burr, 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 trumpet music decides to play is so much louder than any of the show. What the fuck is that? It's like a cruel joke to do that to my brain. It's impossible to sleep through. It's impossible. Like, fuck your show. How dare you? I love that show, but fuck you. You bastards. Yes, link them in Arding. Allie, absolutely. We love Etsy. We're all on Etsy all the time. Where people's face, someone I know sometimes has nightmares where people's faces turn into like grotesques seen on old churches like gargoyles. Oh, that is horrifying. That sounds like how people see demons in Supernatural. The pulmonologist put me on an amphetamine after the sleep study so I could work safely. I had to get government approval to be allowed the prescription. What? Why? I edit every podcast I listen to have consistent volume. That's smart, honestly, because it's the fucking fluctuations what keeps you awake. They're terrible. Too many times getting woke up because I start on a quiet episode and the next one blows my asshole out. Fuck that shit. That is such a big pet peeve. Even if I'm awake, I hate that. Don't do that. I fucking, like, movies, the equalization of some older movies that we've watched, like, in the Discord parties and stuff, make me want to vomit. Because I'm just sitting here at my computer having a peaceful evening and the people are talking quietly, and then all of a sudden it's a car chase and guns and blasts and explosions. And I'm just sitting here constantly with the volume thing going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down throughout the whole movie. Figure your shit out! Fucking A. Right? Yeah. Yeah. You get it. We're just trying to seep here. I know. And I usually turn the TV down just so I can barely hear it, so it occupies my subconscious. And my tinnitus. Yeah, tinnitus is another thing. That shit sucks. I used to watch Bob Ross as a kid, too. I love Bob Ross still to this day. He's so calming. We don't have kids. Hi, 7, by the way. How are you, love? But we have cats, and I feel like I have mommy ears. Same. So I'm always waking up thinking I'm hearing them getting into shit or puking. I have the same problem, but like, tell me if I'm the only one here. I'd rather wake up to my dog puking than not wake up to them puking. Because there have been multiple times where one of my dogs gets up on the bed to try to wake one of us up because they don't feel good, and we don't wake up, and all of a sudden I hear, and that wakes me up, and I'm sitting there like half asleep trying to get my dog off the bed so they don't vomit all over my sheets, and just having like that panic moment of like, my dog is sick at 3 a.m, what do I do? I'd rather wake up. I don't know. My poor babies. Imagine not being able to talk and you feel sick. Apparently the drug had ingredients that are used in a date rape drug? Well, if it's an ingredient, though, I mean, it probably could have done some other effect or something. But at least I'm glad they're keeping track of that, because what if they did give that drug to an asshole who went and used it in assholery ways? Ew. Good song. Shut up. I'm literally wearing Bob Ross Happy Tree bottoms right now. Fuck yes. I have one Bob Ross shirt. It's like, oh, we fucked up. That's a tree now. Yeah, that's a tree. I really think Bob Ross was my first art teacher, and the Frugal Gourmet taught me how to cook. There was Bob Ross, and there was one other person on TV that did art that was definitely for me. I agree. I can never remember their name, but it was this guy that was like on morning TV at my Nana's house when she babysat us, and he would do drawings in only Sharpie. And I always thought it was fascinating. He would start from the middle of the page, draw one little character, and then all of a sudden that character was in a window, and then that window was part of a building, and that building was part of a scenery, and that scenery was part of a city. And it was all in Sharpie. He never fucked up anything. It was miraculous. I don't know. I don't remember what the fuck that show was, but it was amazing, and I used to watch that in the morning. I wouldn't even know his name if you told me. I was so young. I have no have no idea. I just remember watching him and being fascinated. Because I'm such a fan of pencils and erasing. I'd much rather clean up the mess. Exactly. Than step in it in the next morning. That nice cold squish between your toes of, oh, my dog puked and I didn't wake up. Cool. I don't want that. As much as I love you, I'd rather clean up your hot puke. Yeah, you agree. Yeah. It's love. That's what love is, bud. I know. You understand. It was a really cool show, and it was a guy, and he was, like, sitting in an audience of kids and do these really elaborate drawings that were crazy, and I wouldn't even know his name if you guys remembered it. I just remember the show. More fun medical news. I had an MRI yesterday. I have had many in the past with 0 issues, but yesterday I panicked and couldn't finish it. I wonder why. Are you doing okay today? I want to see Heretic too. Heretic looks fucking good. Bill Cosby with picture pages. The fact that he was like, I mean, how many creepy McCreep fucks are just established in our child brains like Bill Cosby? It's crazy how many fucking rapists hide behind, like, I'm a nice guy and I hang out with kids. Jello, motherfuckers. But really, you're, like, out there just raping your co-stars. Like, how often is this gonna happen? It's just insanely disgusting. Unrelated, but apparently Funkit Toys is making an Alf dildo? Doesn't that mean that someone out there super wanted to sit on Alf's face? Alf the alien that ate cats? Pete, me. I love you. Hopefully we're safe with Captain Kangaroo. I doubt it. I doubt it. You're such a sweet boy. You just always want to lick my mouth, and I don't know why. You're just such a sweet boy, though. The Riz. Ooh, cheers. I'll cheers with you in a minute. We should take a break. Do you need to go outside? This is usually about your time. This is about the time you come and ask for the outsides. My sweet boy. You have no idea how many fans you have. You have an emote of your face. That makes you pretty cool. Did you know that? Now he's ignoring me. Oh, okay, we're back. You're like hella famous. You have no idea. None. You're cute as fuck, though. It's understandable. Look at you. Look at you. You did the sweetest boy the whole world had ever did, boy. Yeah, literally. He's like, I'll go fuck. All I care about is that we're touching all the time. You're such a good boy. Wanna go outside? Okay. They are pretty darn sweet pups. How do you get leaves all over me, though? Where did you get leaves? Where did you get leaves? Where'd you get leaves, Bill? Why are you covered in leaves? Hi. You look crazy. We need to trim your floof. What is this? What's happening? What do we do with this, Bill? Do we trim it? Look. That's where her head actually is. It's her beautiful, beautiful... I don't know. I don't know why they do this to poodles, because they don't do its trick, and I always end up shaving it off. It's the dude who don't stop. We could mohawk it. You'd look pretty cool with a mohawk, Bill. You're kind of a badass. You're kind of a bitch, but you're like a badass bitch. Look at us. How do you look? You a good girl. Kind of a bitch, but still a good girl. She is. She's a fucking rebel. Look at her. She humps without permission. That's fucked up. She's very dominant. Hold on. This shit, I know. She's so, like, they leave all this on her. And it actually sucks because her hair mats, whereas Trick doesn't. But they always shave him down because he's the boy. I don't know. You're pretty girl, though. Bless you. That's my girl. That's my gassy girl. She belches and farts all day. Are you the sweetest? Yeah, you're not. You're kind of a bitch, but you're sweet right now. I know. Don't give me the 80s hair, Mom. I want to put it in a ponytail, but I don't have one on my desk. She looks adorable with her little top knot. And then she can see. This hair. It is we might have to trim this, Bill. You're looking a little ridiculous. Don't make fun of me, Mom. I'm on camera. Don't make fun of me in front of my friends. You're a beautiful girl and your haircut's gorgeous. You'll look great for school pictures, I promise. No one will make fun of you and you're gonna make all the good friends. What's this? What's that, Bill? You wanna go outside? Okay. First break of the day. Stretch your legs, load a bowl, do what you need to do. I'll be back in a few minutos. Pee after sex. Good. Okay, I have no idea what this is. Oh, wait, yes, I do. I saw a little mini clip because it fucking autoplayed. This is amazing. I'm not kidding. When this autoplayed, I was like, did you send me a video of a pony? I didn't think this was a real animal. This is so well done. That is one of the coolest poodle whatevers I've ever seen. Giraffe? I hate the eyelashes, but the rest of it's incredible. Look at that beautiful bitch. This is like my limit with it, VR, honestly. Any more than this and it feels cruel to a dog. This, I mean, it looks like a normal cut with some temporary dye on. Like the dye I use, it's not chemical. So as long as you have a white dog and you don't have to bleach, all of this is just like putting conditioner on a dog. That's literally what that color is. All the color I do on my hair, it's just conditioner. So this is my limit. More than this, like we've watched some of those crazy poodle dog shows where the poodles literally have to stand for 6 hours while someone just forces their face in different positions to do weird things to them. This is my limit. Like, this is cool. Any more, though, and I'm like, that poor dog. But that is fucking my favorite one. Have you seen the skeleton poodle? I've always wanted to do it to Trick, but I just don't have the want enough to do it myself or pay someone. But there's a black poodle where they paint white like skeleton marks on them. They look so fucking cool. It's very cool. So this is weird, totally off topic, but I found this recently while gutting my spare bedroom. Peppermint peckers. And I was like, what's that? It's school notes I passed in high school. And so I popped one open and I was like, what the fuck? I saved this shit? Who is she? And I'm not kidding you. It's dated 10/22/04. This just turned 20 years old, which is so weird. But at the very bottom, it's from my friend AJ. He was my gay best friend in high school. It says, P.S. Have you been working on my tattoo? I designed him a tattoo. P.S.S. I like it when the red water comes. It's a fucking artifact and a salad fingers. Salad fingers, I do believe actually turned 20 this year, which is crazy. But it's literally, we just used to pass notes back and forth in class, and I have a whole stack of them. And I did save one peppermint pecker. But I have, like, senior pictures from all my friends in here. My little sister's school picture. Oh, here we go. This is my friend AJ. He owns his own salon franchise now that is named after him. Super talented bitch. He's the one who fucked my hair up in high school a lot. It's this little fucking treasure trove. My little sister. We look so much alike. No, that's not me. But we're wearing the exact same jersey and everything because she's 5 years younger than me, so we were never in school together. But that's my little sister in softball. We're just so cute. But yeah, it's just a fucking time capsule. But on the topic of salad fingers, I laughed hysterically because we worked together at Taco Time. And we would get off work and we would go to Walmart and we would buy junk food and then we would go back to his house and sit in his basement and watch Salad Fingers on his dial-up PC and eat junk food in our Taco Time uniforms. I have a picture of us sitting in our Taco Time uniforms, like in a dining room chair at a PC, like a very 90s photo. It's fantastic. Or early 2000s, I should say. It was a great time. It was a great time. Salad Fingers was a bad time, but I think it did turn 20 this year. I think. It did. I'm pretty sure I saw that somewhere. I was in my freshman year of college in 2004. In 2004, I was a junior in high school. Well, yeah. Yep. Yeah, I was a junior. I graduated in 06. So that makes you, what, 2 years older than me? That's not, come on. Come on, that's not bad. 2 years? In order for me to be a baby, you'd have to be able to birth me, and that's all levels of fucked up right there. 2 years? Come on. Come on! Anyways, wait, did they change? Oh, there's... Are these new? What happened? Were these there a minute ago? What up? What was the quote? What did I do? Oh, I forgot. I've forgotten already. That was the year I graduated high school. No shit. I can... Did anybody else's schools do those stupid fucking chants at like, what are they called? What were they? Spirit assemblies or whatever? Where you'd go 06060006. My hair is parted weird today and it's driving my scalp crazy. Well, David, I don't think you guys don't have pep assemblies in the UK, right? Because you don't have football, you don't have hand egg. So you don't have pep assemblies, right? Because that would make sense. They were during our pep assemblies where we would all get hyped up and shit for a football game, hand egg, and yeah, that's cheerleaders would do shit, I guess. I don't really remember. It's been a while. For me to be a baby, you'd have to be able to birth me. It sounded like less like age and more like a challenge. Oh. That's hot. A geriatric parent? The fuck? Is that even a term? I heard you this time. I was prepared. That's for you. Yeah, I have one. Yep. Good old pep rallies. I was hyped as a freshman in fall and tuned out by spring. Hard same. I never got really hyped up, to be honest. I just had to because I was in sports and stuff. Yeah, as in class of 06. 06. Yeah, that's what we had to say when you were graduating in the 2000s. Whereas, like, my brothers and sisters, it was 98, 98, 9998, or whatever. Or 99, 99, 9999, or something. They had some fucking chant. I honestly don't know. All of my siblings are way older than me. But ours was 06. So you said 666, you know, and then we were the devil, and it's whatever. Something's wrong. Is anybody my exact age? Genuinely curious. Because there's something about our class. I moved a lot as a kid. Like, all throughout school, I didn't go to the same school. Every school I ever went to, my class was a troublemaker class. Like my teachers wouldn't be told about class field trips because they straight up didn't want to bring our class. Like, everywhere I went, and I swear it wasn't me. I'd love to take that credit because that'd be some sick street cred. I was a very quiet, shy little kid when I was little like that. Absolutely not. It wasn't me. But man, my class was just always, like, I remember in 5th grade, kids were talking about doing drugs and sex already. I very clearly remember kids at recess, and I'd be like, how do you even know what that is? I don't even know what that is. Patella. I knew that word, and I was really proud of it. Oh, my classmate, a teacher retired, too. We made her cry a few times, too, but she was kind of a bitch. I don't know. She didn't deserve to cry, but she was kind of a bitch. In the UK, any mother over the age of 30 is classified as geriatric mother. It's about the extra risk. I think it's 40 in the States. It used to be 30, but I think it's 40 now. Oh, no shit, right in between. Most of my siblings and I are like, really, like Sarah's 5 years younger than me, and then Corey's 4 years older than me. We're pretty spread out. My friends and I got the stink eye because we decidedly did not have school spirit. Oh man. So I don't know if anybody's school was small enough. I did go to a very small school. Like my high school in total had like 200 kids in it or something like that at the time. And so every year they would take a picture of every single high school student on the bleachers in the gym. Anybody's school do that? My mom still has these photos somewhere, and it'd be like the picture of the school. And I swear to God, top left, every year you will find me and a cluster of kids wearing black clothes and chains, and we were those kids. I hate how fucking stereotypical I floated straight into that corner. But there was a corner, and none of us would be looking at the camera. We'd all be looking elsewhere, or we'd be like, or something. You know, pretending we didn't care, but definitely spending an hour gelling our hair into individual bleach spikes every morning. That level of, I don't give a fuck, man. But, like, you totally do, because those are egg whites in your hair. Nothing else can hold a mohawk up that high but egg whites. Like, you went into ultra caring mode to get it that big. But, like, we don't fucking care, man. Me, what up, reasonable? Wow, 15 months, Jesus Christ. Thank you so much for subbing to the class, keeping the class alive, and giving swings for 15 months. I fucking appreciate you. I think someone in my year group locked a substitute teacher in a closet. Wow, that's, oh my God, kids are mean. You just reminded me. I don't know who did this, but someone in my school did the eye drops thing to a substitute teacher, and he had to go to the hospital. It was terrible. I still remember his name. I still remember his fucking name. That's so weird. Someone did it. I mean, if you're unaware, Visine can kill you. Literally. I have Visine on my desk somewhere. This shit, I'm sure you've heard about it. It's real. If you drink this, you can die. No. It actually will cause you to like piss out your butt until you're so critically dehydrated you die. Bad. And someone thought it'd be funny to put drops of this in this teacher's coffee or something and legitimately did it. He had to go to the hospital. It was terrible. He was a douche and I didn't like him because he caught me flipping someone off one time and decided to go on a rant about how I don't have Jesus in my heart, but no one deserves what he had to go through, and I did not do that. I don't know who did. It was a lower classman, but it was scary. I remember when it happened, and everybody was like, are you fucking kidding? Like, what? You poisoned someone. I don't know if they even ever discovered who did it, but that's poisoning? Yeah, fuck that shit. I was in public school, too, just the middle of nowhere. Just the middle of fucking Nowheresville, but I promise you it was, I just realized we're still on the screen, sorry. It was definitely, like, public school. It was just middle of fuck nowhere, so really small. A bully threw a brick at you? That's fucked up. What? I was always an outsider at school, never one of the popular kids, same. Like, and I remember that being miserable, and people being like, don't worry, they peak in high school, and me being like, there's no fucking way people can peak in high school. Oh boy. 100% true. Like, actually, though. I literally just scanned through my head. Granted, small school, but like, 100% true. I'm real glad I don't know if I have peaked yet, but I'm glad it wasn't high school because that is horrible. What a terrible time. I don't want anything of that. Fuck that. Tons peak in high school, and it's sad. I mean, I honestly, like, what do you have so much life left to live after that. What do you do? Reminds me in 6th grade, all the other girls in my class decided to purposely wear a lot of perfume because our teacher, who we all hated, was allergic. That's fucked up. Yeah. That's some fucked up shit. The teacher that our class made cry, it sounds horrible, but essentially she was a Spanish teacher, but like a joke. Like literally something out of a movie, in that her Spanglish was hilarious. She was this tiny little white lady, and she made us call her Senora, and she couldn't roll her R's. She could barely speak Spanish herself, and so we would copy her in that she'd be like, hola, como esta? And we'd go, hola, como esta? And she'd be like, Catalina, you know that is not how we pronounce that. You are just making fun of me. And then we'd do that. We would just mimic her, and then she'd have to go in her closet and cry. it was bullying. Like, it was mean. She was a fucking terrible Spanish teacher. Like, holy shit. Holy shit. It was like it was Peggy Hill. I'm not kidding you. Peggy Hill with none of the fun. None of the fun at all. It was Peggy Hill with none of the fun. Yeah. Very much so. We all had to pick a Spanish name for class. And the closest thing to Katie was, I guess, Catalina. Yeah. So I just remember her always, por favor, Catalina. Like, just like that. Or sometimes por favor. Por favor, Catalina. And you'd be like, and we lived in the middle of orchard country. So there was a lot of Spanish-speaking people around us. It wasn't like we weren't exposed to Spanish very regularly. So it's not like we were listening like, oh yeah, that's how you pronounce it. We were all like, why are you doing this? Is this a joke? Like, it's insulting. There's actually Spanish-speaking kids in our class. What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, it just felt, and I'm not kidding you, she retired after my class because we drove her crazy. And my school's so small and poor, they just have Rosetta Stone. They have a room full of computers, no teacher, and it teaches you sign language. It's really sad. That's what my sister got. My sister didn't even get Spanish. It's horrible. You used to have a dubious view of homeschooling and whether it was good for kids or not. Now I'm 100% for it if it keeps kids away from the American Republic. I feel like I don't know what the right answer is because it's fucked up. The Great Cornholio? I wish. My 6th grade Spanish teacher would throw temper tantrums and throw kids' books and stuff out the window. What the fuck? First off, the fact that you had Spanish in 6th grade is pretty badass. Like, I wish I would have been exposed to different languages in 6th grade, but also not that way. I heard of someone doing the drops in coffee thing with Typex whiteout. It had the same result in criminal prosecution. That's poisoning somebody. I 100% support that. That's fucked up. It was a 1-to-1-to-1 trichloroethane. At the time, it was also used to take off Band-Aids. Now it's been banned in the CFC. I wonder if that's what's in Visine. What are you? So the active ingredients says are polyethylene glycol, 400.1%, and tetrahydrozoline. So similar, but different. But they've got the enes, so they've got similar conformations from what I remember. I was in the special class. One subteacher called us horrible names. She doesn't get to call you horrible names. Fuck that. We got to talk to you the next day, but explain. I don't think the sub ever got called again. Good. She shouldn't be a sub. Are you kidding? Spanish teachers seem to have a bad rep. Mine slept with students. Ew. Ew. What? Ew. What? Wow. That's fucked up. I think the issue with homeschooling is not having the social interaction, knowing how to deal with people. Very much that. And, like, there's no regulation on who's teaching the homeschooled material. And, like, I could count off a lot of people in my family that I would not want teaching a kid. Because they just have a habit of when they don't know something, they just say the false thing with enough confidence people around them believe them. And that seems like really unsafe. You know? Flap out uncomfy. I know sometimes you have to flap it off and just get it out of your face. The teacher I made cry twice was my middle school English teacher, but it was because she was a racist bigot. Okay, then you don't get to be a racist bigot. That's not okay. The only real thing I had was in middle school, our band teacher was a pedo, and I called him on it good and got kicked out and sent to the office. Years later, he was brought up on charges and fled. Interesting how that works out. I was in the gifted program as a kid. Oh. How's that going for you today? We had the same teacher from 3rd to 5th grade. We all loved her. They replaced her for 6th grade, and our little brains couldn't handle the change. We basically gaslit her for many months. Oof. One day she couldn't take it anymore. She cracked, started screaming, slammed her desk drawer over and over, collapsed onto her desk crying, mumbling over and over again, get the nurse. We had to substitute for a couple weeks before she came back. Wow. I'm surprised she came back. This is why I ran from the cops and did what I did in high school. Got assaulted, to put mildly, and ran from questioning. Needless to say, my high school was an elitist classist shithole. Most schools are, I think. I don't think there's a lot of schools in America that people are like, wow, impressed. Look at the magic coming out of that institution anymore. I don't know. Like, for the most part, I feel like if kids are able to go, like, a lot of success comes from just being independent and just figuring shit out on your own. Because, like, you even get to the college level, and I've talked about professors before. I just talked about this the other day. The professor that tried to tell a class of over 300 freshmen that your lungs collapse while you're sleeping. Like, that happens at all stages, at all levels of education, whether it's private school, public school, or a paid-for university. It sucks. It's like, people are like, if I say it with enough confidence, it's real. It's like, that's not it. That's not it. 100% Allie, yes, she started that conversation with, did you know that if you listen really carefully first thing in the morning, you can hear every individual alveoli in your lungs pop back open with your first big breath of the morning because your lungs collapse while you're sleeping? Both my parents are respiratory therapists, and their parents were respiratory inhalation therapists before respiratory therapy even existed. I was well aware this was fucking bullshit and called her out on it. She's a tenured biology professor at a state university, a big university. Probably still touting bullshit. And, like, God knows what she convinced me of that I didn't have prior knowledge of. Like, I might have some fuckery in my head that she taught me that I don't know. Like, I'm just glad I had respiratory therapy parents to be like, absolutely not, that's called atelectasis or a spontaneous pneumothorax, and no. That's death. What? My gallbladders, I'm telling you, Allie, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I had a lot of background in the respiratory system, the circulatory system, because that's what my family does. I know nothing about your I mean, I know a little bit because I've been through school now, but at the time, I knew nothing about literally any other system of the body. She could have told me a load of bullshit, and I would have been, like, writing it down, taking notes for a test, not knowing any different. That's really scary that just exists all over the place. It's every level, everywhere. There's no comparing. But, like, how do we know? How do you know if you're literally being taught information you don't know by somebody that they're not just feeding you bullshit? The gifted kid to burned out depressed adult pipeline is so real. It's so real. My little sister, valedictorian, gifted, just like college credits before she graduated high school, just the smartest kid in the entire world, and she's just like eternally tortured by the fact that people just raise the bar on her constantly her entire life. Whereas people like me, they're like, you don't need a bar. Bless your soul. She's funny though, right? At least she's funny. She's funny. Take the bar away. She won't do that. No. Have you seen how tall she is? There's no way. Just take the bar. You know what I'm saying? Life is somewhat easier when you don't have these expectations on yourself. Whereas I feel like when you're a really smart, gifted person, the world puts a lot of weight and expectation on your shoulders that I don't get because I don't present as that. I present as the goofy, class clown kind of bitch, I guess. I don't know how to put that. You know what I'm saying. "100% Mish, we don't worry about you. You're doing fine." I get this. This is gross. And I'm not 100% still to this day what this means. But my mom, multiple times throughout my life, bless her heart, had said things along the line of, I don't worry about you when you have a man. I know Zach's there, so I don't have to worry about you. These are her reasons for not calling me or coming to see me or anything. I don't have to worry about you because you have a man. But when you don't have a man, I really worry. I'm not tooting my own horn or flexing here, but, like, I think Zach would agree that if we're together, he's the one in danger. Like, I'm gonna be fine. But it's very much this antiquated, a single woman is just perpetually in danger, whereas for some reason, if there's a penis around, I'm no longer in danger. A man ain't no plan, bitch. I mean, no shit. Zach jokes about it because people have made comments like that multiple times, and he'll be like, if anyone's protecting, like, I'm the one running. Katie's the one who will whip a knife out and not blink, probably. But it's horrid. No, it's horrible, but it's something that I think everyone who presents as female deals with on a constant basis. Chappelle has that one fucking joke that, I mean, it's not a joke. It's when he's sitting down and talking. He tells this story about how when he was real young, he was invited by these gangsters to come do a private set at a comedy club. He does it, and they hand him like $75,000 in cash for the show. And he's like, what the fuck? A lot of money. I can't remember how much money it was. Correct me. It was a lot of money in cash. And he says he stuffs it in his backpack, and he had to ride the train home in New York City in the middle of the night. And it was the scariest experience of his life because he'd never been in a place where he had anything on his person that was worth killing him over. And he realized, oh my God, this is what it must be like to have a vagina. Like, he makes it as a joke, but it's pretty, real. It's pretty fucked up. I mean, I think Zach would protect me if we were in danger, to be honest. He jokes like that, but I'm a pretty tough bitch. I'm also larger than the vast majority of humans on this planet. So, if you want to try, you could sweep the leg. To my mothers, send their daughters off to college to find a husband instead of finding a career. Yep, too many mothers. Yes. Yep. It's very sad. I know. I know Kung Fu. If only, my God. Literally all I have on my side is I'm big. That's it. But if some little bitch decided to sweep the leg, as we say, I'd be done for. I need to grind up weed. I'd be down. Like, the taller you are, the harder you fall. But if you try to, like, you know. My mother-in-law should be worried about my wife. She has me, and she's plenty occupied, constantly saving my sorry ass. That's beautiful anime. Me too. I super want to be plugged into the Matrix and learn shit. I'd learn every language ever. That's what I'd be into. I'd just be, like, learning shit. I don't know. Fighting, cool. Like, maybe, like, capoeira or whatever. That one where you, like, dance fight with your legs. That one's pretty cool. But I'd be learning a lot of languages. I'm sturdy, and I definitely would think twice before starting up with you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm feisty. I've had to take my own a few times, but I could be swept. Like, I'm just, legs, man. I trip myself up all the time. It's just a fact of life. See, and I can run. That I've got on me. You think so, Rod? I don't know. I don't have any strength. Like, you could probably hold me off of you. I have no upper body strength whatsoever. But if I kicked you, I could get it. Like, my legs are it. That's all I've really got. Sam, trouble, honestly, like, conflict, not even just conflict, but, like, confrontation, I avoid like the fucking plague. I have never started a fight or a physical confrontation in my life by active choice. That being said, have I finished a few? Maybe. But I don't start shit. I don't want to touch you. Are you kidding? Willingly? Ew. Dude, our society just having a big dude around also discourages some people. Like, not because you can't defend yourself. They just think he would be more of a threat. Very much so. And I think I come across that way because I'm 6 feet tall. So I do get, like, the majority of the world is shorter than me. I mean, that's just facts. What up, Crimbo? How are you, love? Good morning. How's awakeness? My crush is a 6'1" lass who studies several martial arts. That's hot. It's a good job. She's a teddy bear heart. Of course. Of course. I know a few people who are heavily into martial arts, and they're some of the most gentle people with the softest hands I've ever met. No pun intended. Very gentle hands, very, very soft. And I think it's because they're well aware of what they can do with their hands. And so they're gentle, if that makes sense. It sucks, but it's okay. Yeah. Same, Alexis. Actually, same. One of my good high school friends is 6'8". Wow. And a black belt in, is that Taekwondo? TKD? That's badass. That's fucking wild. People, my friends, think it's funny to tickle me because I'm so short. Oh, no. I gasp. You know when I start laughing at these Lee McNasty videos and suddenly I can't control myself anymore and I just start to gasp? The moment I get tickled, I just go, ugh, and I can't breathe anymore. It's horrible. I am like instantly, the moment someone even mentions like, oh yeah, Katie's really ticklish on her hip, from my hip, it starts to like extend over my entire body until every inch of my skin is now ticklish. Don't breathe at me. You cannot even mention being ticklish in my physical presence. Otherwise, my body just starts to go on high alert. Like, are you going to do that? And now my fingers are fucking ticklish. What the fuck? But like, realistically, I only have a couple good tickle spots. But it becomes my entire body if you even talk about it because I like panic. Same Z's. I hate it so much. Oh, I'm so glad I'm not the only one. I hate it so much. It's literal torture. I snuck up on Katie before Casa Bonita. She curled up like a potato bug. You got my spots. Here, and my hips, and my knees. And literally, all Rod did was bop, and my body was like, ah, ah, ah. I conglomerated real fast. I don't know why, though. I think I was just tickle tortured a lot as a kid. I had a lot of older siblings. So, you know, they'd pin you down and tickle you till you fucking, like, scream. Or you're just purple going, ah, please stop. So now I'm like, tickling what? Please, God. Why? Why must you do that? I'm the same. I literally have gotten to the point. I learned that way late in life, though. That, like, you start tickling me, like, my brain just, it's an automatic now. My hand just goes for whatever I can find and I squeeze. Whatever I get, whether it's skin or a hand or an arm or some flesh, until you fucking stop. I don't care how cute and funny you think it is. I will give you one of those burns in the back of your arm. Don't. I fucking can't breathe when you do this to me. Zach will do it every once in a while. Or he'll just, like, hover his hand and then pull it away, which he knows, like, my whole body is now ticklish. And I'll just start pinching him. I'm like, fuck you. Now you get pain too, you bastard. Fuck that shit. Hugs are the best. Consensual hugs are the best. That's so different. I swing and kick. That's what I do now. But I just definitely did. I didn't when I was a kid. I just took that shit. Any advice for a kid going into inpatient mental care? Advice for the kid? It depends on the facility, because, like, what I would say is bring some books. If they let you write, if they let you have any writing utensils or whatever, I wrote myself stupid. I filled so many goddamn journals when I was in there because I was so fucking bored out of my skull. It's just so quiet in there, but they don't let you have music. They don't let you have your music stuff. They don't let you have your phone or, like, any sort of anything to play music on. So the silence was, like, sometimes the most nauseatingly deafening thing for me. So journaling, and I'm not saying like, dear diary today, it was just writing bullshit, scribbling, drawing, ripping paper up, whatever. Just having something to keep my mind busy was the best. I got heavily into origami. Like folding paper, folding newspapers and shit and turning it into, like, I literally challenged myself, like, how small of a crane could I make? Like shit like that. Because there's so much that you can't do. And for someone like me, who even when I'm medicated on therapy and doing okay, I need to move and I need to do, and I'm constantly doing, making, constantly, that's just my mode. And it's like coming to a silence and beige 24/7. So books to read and shit to write on saved me. Also, if they let you, again, it depends on the facility, but bringing a blanket. Jesus Christ, autoplay, why are you like that? Why is that so loud? What the fucking shit? I hate autoplay so much. Ugh. I turned it off the other day. This fucking update on my computer is what killed it. Bringing a blanket or something from home, if you can. I have a little, like, it's like a 4x4 quilt my mom made when I was born that just smelled like home and had that familiarity of home, and I could literally just bury my face in it and scream sometimes when I wanted to. That was nice. That it is torture. It's horrible, but unfortunately, because you're in a group facility, the facility has to cater to everyone, and noise sets more people off than silence does. But I found myself literally, I would lay my face in a pillow and sing to myself sometimes because I was going fucking crazy. Like, I was going crazy from being in there because the silence. Like, my therapist would let me listen to music during our sessions because it was the only reprieve I had. I told her I was going nuts. Like, I just need music in my life, but you can't have your phone or anything. It's rough. It's never going to be pleasant. I mean, what I would say is think of therapy, a facility, etc., as like a hard workout at the gym. It's not going to feel good. It's not going to be easy. It's going to suck a lot, and you're going to cry, and you're going to have tantrums, but it's for a good, healthy outcome. That's the realistic expectation. It sucks, but it's for something good for your brain long term. But it hurts. It sucks. What's a peacemaker? It's the lack of freedom, very much so. The silence. It's silence, but also having zero control over your environment and what your environment sounds like. So, like, at any point of your day, like I was talking about earlier, without weed, my mood kind of does this with other people, like how I feel about other people. And when you're in a facility like that, you have no control over when other people are going to come assess you, give you meds, nurses are going to come do checks, et cetera, et cetera. And that is really rough to deal with. But also, in the long term, it's really good for you because in everyday life, it is so unrealistic. You're going to be constantly setting yourself up for disappointment if you ever think you're going to have any modicum of control over your life. There are always going to be strangers in it. There are always going to be things happening to you that you have no control over. That's real life. So, like, when you're in a moment of, like, psychotic haze and you feel like you're losing it, it can drive you crazy. But in the long term, I'm grateful for it because it gave me like this foundation of, if I can handle it at my worst, I can handle it now. And I remember these moments of just like having to go to therapy when I wasn't feeling like it. When I would literally be like, any other time of day. Can we just do this any other time of day? And I'd be conversational. I'd be like, no, right now is actually the perfect time because you're being a bitch. And let's work that out. And it's one of those things, it's hard. It's like doing a workout on a day you don't want to do a workout, but when you're done with the workout, you're like, ah, fuck, that felt good. Fuck. God damn it. Motherfuckers. Ah! But you feel better. It's like that. If that makes sense. My therapist is great. I love my therapist. She's phenomenal. She's very real. She's not squishy, touchy, soft, feely around me. She's very blunt and very matter of fact, and I need that because that's who I am. And I feel like people who are soft tend to like break down and not do it like I'm paying for a service at the end of the day. Please help my brain work. Do it how you must. There's never complete silence, but that can also drive you crazy because hospitals are 24/7. Facilities are 24/7. So, like, during the day, you're going to hear the same sounds you hear all night long, but sometimes worse because people have night terrors, some people sundown. So, like, a lot of my sleeping and napping happen during the day because at nighttime people scream. It's just, but again, in everyday life, there are moments where my dogs wake me up at 3 a.m. projectile puking all over my house, and it's the same feeling of like, God damn it, I was sleeping and something out of my control has just ruined my sleep and I'm really grumpy, but like, that's life. And at least I can deal with dog puke. I can't go help this person screaming. If that makes sense, it gives kind of like this, I look back on those times a lot and be like, if I can do it then, I can fucking do it now. Because that was the worst. Yeah, some people have to, I mean, sundowning happens in the hospital too. Honestly, myself being in a facility for deep, dark depression and suicidal ideation when I was a kid helped me have a lot of empathy as an adult working in hospitals with patients like that. Because patients who are not even in a facility, just in the hospital, can do this thing called sundowning, where essentially from sun up until sundown, they're a normal person. They're the sweetest fucking cupcake you've ever met. They take all their meds. They're very conversational. They're not needy. And I'm not kidding you when I say the moment the sun goes down, Jekyll Hyde. They're screaming at you about how they're going to find your family and rape them. They're going to blow up your home. They're going to do this and that. They're ripping all their IVs out and shit. And it's this weird psychosis that can set in a hospital environment because hospitals are 24/7. So like it gets dark outside, but all the lights on the inside stay on. The nurses are constantly going. We just change a shift over. So like when you want to go to bed, you're getting a nurse that just woke up. That's their morning. You're getting dinner. They're eating breakfast. And that weird kind of mishmash of that can really fuck people up. And then on top of that, our shift changes at 7 in the morning. So I'm coming in at 5 a.m. That's my last checks usually is when I start them. And so you're really not getting really good solid sleep in a hospital environment, especially in ICU. So you can get into this thing called sundowning. And that can happen absolutely in facilities as well. It's no fault of the patient at all. It's just a consequence of the weird fucking environment of a hospital. And a lot of the times it absolutely goes away the moment you're out of the hospital. I had a patient one time, I'm not kidding you, who thought they were a horse in a horse trough, like stall. And that every time I came in as their respiratory therapist to give them their inhaler, they thought I was coming in with a gun to shoot them because they broke their ankle in a race. And once she started coming off all of her meds, she was the nicest lady. She was like in her 60s. Once she started coming off all of her meds, she told me all of this. She was like, Katie, I have to tell you, I thought you were trying to kill me for the past week. I thought I was a horse that broke its leg in a derby, and you were the vet coming to put me down. It was, I can't even imagine, like, the things that meds in the hospital environment can do to your brain is so horrible. And so being an empathetic person and having that kind of empathy on your back really helps. Just in long-term in life, too. I feel like I'm very empathetic to people's experiences, more so because I've had to go through a level of it. So I'm like, yeah, I can see how that sucks. That just fucking sucks. It really does. Sometimes, you know? Duncan, thank you. I've always tried to make this place an open place where we can talk about this stuff. Because, I mean, when you don't talk, like, what do you do? At least she got stable. Bitch. Well played. Well fucking played. Oh, God. She did, though. She recovered. She was fine. It was just a result. Some people react really weirdly, psychotically to pain meds and stuff, coming off of them especially. That was great. Ashley, absolutely. There's no perfect way to prepare. I think, honestly, the best way to just be an honest, communicative person with your young teen or your young adult is to be real. It's going to be really hard. It's going to be really, really hard. Think of it like working out to build up a muscle so that your legs don't break. Think of it as you're going in to build up the muscle that is your brain so that you can live a happy life and your brain just doesn't break on you. Because we're all out there fucking, every single person is struggling. But there's some of us brave enough to admit it and ask for help. Some of us, not only just brave enough, but some of us who have access to that help. There are some people absolutely brave enough who literally don't have access to the help. And their only option is to sit in it and try to do it themselves. If you have the option to ask for help, ask for help. My God. There are so many people in this world that give a fuck about you being here every day. Holy shit. Big time. That sucks that it's happened to you, Fatty. It's happened to me too, but we can never generalize personal experience. And honestly, and I've been taught this by other people. So I've been fucked. I think we've all been a little fucked over in our lives by one person or not. But let's put it this way. So like, say an ex cheated on me. Me taking those trust issues and projecting them on Zach isn't fair because that fucker hasn't cheated on me. Why do I have the right to assume that and therefore never give affection, never give intimacy, and never ask for help? I had to be taught this because I was like, one person fucked me over, fuck everybody. How is that fair to all those people in the world who wouldn't fuck you over and who care and who want to be there? I had to be taught this very recently in my life, in the grand scheme of things, my 30s. Because I'm definitely that person, or the person, it carries over into like that generalizing. It carries over into like, say someone gives you a compliment and you go, no, it's nothing, it's whatever. That's you essentially telling someone who is trying to be nice and probably genuinely complimenting you that they're stupid and wrong. Why would I do that to my friends? Why would I do that? But that's what it is. And it's not fair, really. So it's like a balance between like taking a chance on people, being fair, giving people the chance to be kind, but also guarding your own ass because there's shitty people all over the place. I don't know the answer to the balance, but there's got to be something. Dude, I fucking love that. Wasn't that Patton Oswalt's ex-wife who passed? Yeah, it's chaos out there. Fucking be kind. That was her one piece of advice. And she worked with child crime. She worked on working on child crime, like solving child crime. And she was like, there's no right or wrong. There's no evil or good. It's chaos. Be kind. That's it. It's so beautiful. It's so eloquent. Rest in peace, you beautiful woman. Yeah. Sadly, it's very normal for you to start fixing yourself and having your family and friends resent it. Very much so. The best thing is just to move on from that person. Very, very much so. It's fucking baffling how many people claim to care about you, but just only so long as you make them look good. And the moment you're starting to look good, you're getting your life together, you don't make them look good anymore, they're not supportive. It's fucking weird. It's real weird. Ashley, always here, boo. You know that. I really don't want to get to know the people around me, and finding out who my real peeps are has been a game changer over the last few years. 100%. Why are y'all so far away? I was just going to say, the caveat is everybody's so fucking far away. Yes, let us cheers. Amen. Hallelujah. Good morning, my love. My chat just did the doubling thing. That's a lot, Fatty. And I'm not saying it lessens it at all, but you're not alone. Have you ever thought about joining like a group therapy session to talk to other people who have gone through the same shit as you? Like, not to a therapist, just other people who have been consistently their entire life fucked over. It might be something just to be in solidarity with other people. I rely on my own stubbornness to avoid letting people get to me. If I deny myself the chance to connect with good people because someone hurt me, the bastard wins. That's kind of how I feel too. Like, I've had shit in my life, just as I think everybody has, but if I feel like I just projected that on everybody who could potentially be in my life, I'll be alone forever, and I just don't want that. And I have found good people. Like, they're out there. I know they are. I know they're there. It just takes more effort, I guess, or a miracle. Maybe sometimes it takes a fucking miracle. Fatty, to be real, it sounds like you have a horrible environment. I've been to so many different group sessions and never been offered drugs, and I straight up am the person drugs find when I travel in the world. It just sounds like a bad environment. Like one that needs to get like, you deserve better. I don't use the word toxic, I fucking hate that shit. But if that is just around every goddamn corner, fuck that shit. Move to the country. I grew up in a tiny town where all they have is a bar and a gas station, and like their crime rate is 0. Like, you can walk the streets for 3 hours and quite literally never see one human being or a car. There are places where you can be super fucking alone, but there's still people. You just gotta find them and be okay with not having a Taco Bell. That's it. You just want to have Taco Bell. You might have a Safeway, but you want to have a Taco Bell. They don't go to the tiny towns for some fucking reason. I'm not bitter. I love Taco Bell. Bastards. I mean, if tiny ass towns like that had decent internet, I'd do it in a second. I really, really liked that, like, I don't know, I don't want to have to, like, do small talk and meet someone new every time I go to the gas station. I liked that it was the same lady I bought gas from for years. And so there was no small talk, there was nothing. It was just like, hey, how you doing? Good. How you doing? Good. Bye. And none of it was rude because I'd literally been getting gas from the same person for 4 years. Like, it's not rude at that point. It's just respecting each other's time and getting the fuck out. Whereas I feel like, I don't know, big city life is a whole lot of small talk. Living where it's just too many people is a lot of that. I mean, long-term goal. You can set it up as a long-term goal. And long-term, I mean, that could take life, but someday it gives you some sort of light at the end of the tunnel. Oh, Vissy, same though. We'll have our compound, our witch house. We'll fill it full of spiders, then the boys will never come in and we can have happiness. I fucking love Taco John's. I'm not kidding you. The Taco John's that was closest to us closed down during COVID, so now I have to drive like 20 minutes to get Taco John's, and I do. Olays are everything. The one thing Taco Bell has going against it is they don't have a decent side other than those little potato things, in my opinion. Taco Time? Mexi fries. Fucking A, dude. Come on, it's just tater tots with seasoning salt on it. Give me something. You go to Taco John's. Olays, motherfuckers. They're basically little saucers of perfect sauce deliverer to your mouth. They're incredible. Taco Bell? Do you want a stale chip or a french fry? Taco Bell. Taco Bell do better. And then the little delicious potato things that come in the little bowl with the sour cream and the cheese, they tried to take those away and the world was like, are you fucking with us? The one side you offer that's decent and you try to eliminate it off the menu and they gave it back. Thank fuck, because they just don't have anything else. Like, what the fuck? Taco Bell. Stop it. What do you have? Nothing. But I love Taco Bell. I'm not a hater. They don't have a side, whereas I go to Taco John's for Olays. Those things are delicious. And those little griller burritos are just perfect. I love those little things. They're called tater fries. Eat my ass. No way. Tater fries? That's not it. They're French fries. They're trying, though. That's adorable. Me too. Those Cantina chicken tacos are so fucking delicious. I'm so glad those are still on the menu. I did try the giant Cheez-It. It straight up just tasted like a Cheez-It. So if you're into Cheez-Its, go for it. It was just a giant Cheez-It. I'm only 50, but I'm ready for the Golden Girls life, just not in Miami. I'm ready for that, and I'm 36, so... I actually saw an Instagram post, I think I sent it to Vissy the other day, and it was all about this group of women who invested in a chunk of property so they could all retire together and just live out their lives together. It was great. I mean, it was just like, I was like, here it is. This is the witch compound. Like, let's start looking. Perfect. It's the fucking dream, right? I know. I'm ready. Actually, you know what's crazy? I think the Golden Girls were barely in their 50s. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I saw some crazy post where it was like, we actually think they're a lot older than they really were because just the way they dress and their like fashion and everything is old to us. But I think they were like barely 50s, 60s. I think the oldest one was literally maybe 70. Like, what was her, was it? Oh, what's her name's mom? The tall one with the low voice. Why am I blanking? Me. I'm blanking. B. Arthur, my God, B. Arthur's mom. I think she was literally maybe 70, her mom. In that show, we just think they're a lot older because of the fashion and stuff. It's kind of like, no shit, what, someone pointed this out to me the other day. One of them that I found on my own, though. Tony Soprano, in season 1 of The Sopranos, is supposed to be 36. That's me today. Something else like that recently came up where they were like, these people are supposed to be like 35 or something. I was like, Oh, I did something wrong. You didn't do it right. I went backwards or something. I don't know. The people of the age actually aged faster than we do, more access, very much so. And like our parents knew about dentistry if they had access to it, dermatology if they had access to it, etc., etc. Hydrating if your parents knew that. Mine were older. We were not told to hydrate. Still working on that. Drink some water. Actually, tell stories like Sophia. I love Sophia. She's great. She's one of my favorites. We're old as fuck here. We're ageless. I'm 44 and people don't clock me more than 35. I get clocked 24 on average. I don't know what I did, but I think it's the pink hair and probably the fact that I dressed like a rainbow vomited on me. But that's like the average, which is wild because I'm not that. I think I'll be mentally 12 for the rest of my life. I think I'm stuck there. I still laugh at butt jokes. My hands? What is on my hand? What's wrong? What's on my hands? Oh, it's a cut. Ow. What's wrong with them? Oh, I've always had old lady hands. Are you looking for the veins? No shit. When I was in my freshman year of college, my best friend Josh told me I had old lady hands. Because they're see-through and veiny. Creepy. Are they old? I don't think so. It's the vein. It's because our veins pop out. I think it's part of that Raynaud's thing, too. When you don't have the circulation, the veins pop out because your hands get all, like, skeletal looking and, like, cold. I'm very see-through, Alexis. It's so weird. I've always been kind of, like, I can see this, like, no shit, if the lighting's right in a bathroom, I can see a green vein go down my chest and literally around my tits. And then down my torso, and there's a green vein that, like, follows my hip line. I have, like, borderline translucent skin. It's really creepy. I can see all my veins. I moisturize. Perfect. Cheers. Bless. No shit. One of the best piece of advice I was ever given is after you do your skincare on your face, just rub it into your hands. I think that's really helped my hands look young. Or keep the skin nice. That and I stay out of the sun. Fuck the sun. Great moisturizer. Natural. I mean, when you don't have semen on hand, what do you do? My hair's really bleached and I have the purple dye. I want to do it, but hesitate. Since most will think, oh, she's midlife crisis. Why? Why would they think that? Kona. What do we say when the public tries a thinking?
Oh! I'm okay!
We tell them to fuck themselves and mind their own. Kona, I know I'm kind of a bitch, but like, if my mom was like, man, your hair, I'd be like, get a CPAP. That's not related. Your hair, get a CPAP. But we're talking about your get a CPAP. Two can play at this game. My mom's very much the same, Kona. Like, bless her heart, but my little sister and I both have dyed hair and we're covered in tattoos. And we'll be walking around with my mom, and she'll literally point out someone with green hair covered in tattoos and be like, look at that. Don't they look so filthy? Don't they just look dirty? And my sister and I are literally right there, like, She's talking to us. I'm like, are you trying to say something? And so what we have developed, because bless her again, is either if we get new tattoos and she likes to make a comment, my response is, you're my mom and you have to love me no matter what. And she literally can't rebuttal that without coming off as a heartless cunt. So that's a real fun one to do. I mean, what more can you do? What more can we do? Vissy, she hates, I mean, same, like my sister at this point, I think might have more tattoos than me, but they're smaller. Whereas I have big tattoos, and we send pictures to my mom, and she just goes, oh, and it's, you have to love me no matter what. I'm your child. And if you don't unconditionally love me, I'm calling CPS. It sounds cunty, but like, calling me dirty or whatever is not going to make me feel like my pink hair isn't pretty. Saying my skin looks dirty doesn't make me look at my gauntlet any less awesome. I look at this all the time and I'm like, what a fucking art piece. I am so cool. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. No, you can't make me feel bad about it. So I'll just make you feel bad about trying to make me feel bad about it, I guess, to come play this game. Sure. I don't know what to do with that. Your coffee cup reminds me, if you have United Dairy out there, they put out a vanilla iced coffee. Ooh, yeah, I might have to look for that. Ooh, you're getting your hair cut tomorrow. My mom is warning me against making a decision that'll affect my sister's wedding in March. What? I don't know what to do with that. Well, that's the thing. If you have answers that are logical, like my mom would be like, well, I just don't. And Vissy would literally cut her off and be like, I don't get my tattoos for you. I get my tattoos for me. They make me smile. And my mom didn't know what to do. Because I mean, bless her again, but her entire concept of reality is cater to what everybody else likes and is acceptable. So she cannot conceptualize that we might do something that makes me happy and I don't consider, like, what does the world think of this beautiful jewel tattoo on my arm? I'm just like, wow, I really love my jewel tattoo on my arm. It's gorgeous and makes me feel pretty. Like, that doesn't make sense. It it can't compute. So when you answer like that, it stops her in her tracks a little bit. Kona's same. That's what I'm saying. I always say bless her because I think at my mom's core, she's very much a good person. She's loving. She just has these antiquated views and sometimes doesn't shut her fucking mouth and doesn't realize how hurtful the words can be coming out of them. Or like, she'll make comments like, you and your sister are my clones. You look just like me. And then 5 minutes later, she'll be looking at herself in a mirror and be like, this is disgusting. I've never liked my reflection. I'm hideous. And she'll never compute that, like, do you understand psychologically what you're implanting in our brains? Not only that we're ugly, but that our mom thinks we're ugly because we look just like you. And it took me years to get over that, like taking on her self-loathing as my own. Years to get over that shit. Like, I didn't know I was ugly until I was told so, you know? It's fucked. Oh, you're moving to Indianapolis? No shit. She flies out with a super senior cat. Oh, and I start driving that morning. Should take 3 to 5 days from Tacoma, Washington to Indianapolis. I'm driving with another 2 cats, and we'll be driving straight through, only stopping for food, bathroom, shower. Fuck yes. Look for truck stops. They're the best. Thank you, mods. I agree. Look for truck stops. Like the big mecha truck stops, they will literally have showers and everything you can ever even imagine. Sometimes they even have like a movie rental section because a lot of big long-haul truckers have like DVD players or whatever in their trucks. It's crazy. There's big truck stops saved my life. When I've driven across the country a couple times, those truck stops were incredible. Well, Kel, some people are just assholes. I think we know that. It's just unfortunate when it's your mom. I I would, however, love the shock value of my Repubuncles who don't really like the fun hair colors and equate it with those damn liberals. That's my family does the same. They think, I mean, yeah. Same. It's just weird, bigoted biases that people just are cool with having, I guess. I went to work yesterday looking rough. My manager asked if I was okay. That's kind of nice. I went to work at not wearing makeup one time, and my manager sent me home sick. That was a weird moment. I didn't realize that without makeup, I just straight up look ill. Thanks for that, bosses. Yeah. Went to work, just woke up late, so no, I just looked just like I do today. A little more hair. And they were like, oh my God, Katie's not okay. I think we can do it. Like, we don't have a heavy workload. Katie can go home. And I was like, so you're saying if I want to get sent home early, I just have to, like, not wear makeup? Okay. I learned the circles under my eyes, and I guess I look tired. I don't know. This is just my face. I'm even moisturized, so I guess I just look fucked up. I don't know. Some of us just look sick all the time. They voted for a motherfucker who's making a government department based on the Doge meme. Oh my God. What? It's a big okay moment. Imagine if us, quote unquote, liberals said the same type of shit about their class people. I've never said, look at that fat ass hillbilly in his ugly lifted truck. I just don't, right? It's because we have things in our life and we have hobbies and, like, don't care. Same. I'm honestly, as a liberal, more likely to make fun of your Prius. Or your Tesla truck. That I'm definitely going to make fun of. In December 19, February 20, drove from LA to Seattle back and forth twice. No, the drive will be easy, but it's nice to know. I mean, truck stops is just everything. Like, oftentimes they have restaurants inside the big truck stops. It's, for me, having done those drives, it's just a pain in the dick when it's like, pull into one place, get gas, then pull into another place to get something else, then pull in. It's just nice that it's all there, and they have everything. And showers, and it's not like you're paying for a hotel. It's like $1 for a shower or whatever, you know what I mean? It's nice to have those. Priuses, I think, are great. It's just a perpetual meme. The Prius, I think the Prius, right? Lisney, we'll be asking ourselves that for a very long time. Honestly. I'm just trying to make crafts and protect my loved ones. I don't know what to do anymore. Yeah, I stopped reading the news. I truly hope everybody gets exactly what they voted for. I hope they get everything they voted for. At the end of 4 years, who knows how many book nooks I'll have completed? Hundreds. It's like COVID. Like, that's kind of how the next 4 years feel to me. Is just a big lockdown where we're all just going to stay inside and we're going to be happy. We're going to watch movies together and we're going to make crafts and learn how to make French bread or whatever, right? What is it? Sourdough? We're all going to make starters and stuff. And stock up on Plan B for friends. Sourdough Part 2, exactly. Yeah, it's, Oh, Lizzie, 100%. We're already aware of that. I mean, so many people in chat have said that their family had no idea what they were voting for. They just saw woman. They saw black woman. They saw white man. Easy vote for them, which is gross. I would like to be adopted. I don't know if you can adopt a 36-year-old American, but, like, I'm cute. I can make some mean cookies. I feel isolated anyways. Lockdown was probably an experiment for the future, very much so. I mean, it's crazy, because get this. I've told you guys, I am the one I think the only white person in my neighborhood. My neighborhood's almost exclusively Mexican Americans, and they were all celebrating on election night. So I'm just gonna stay inside and not try to make sense of anything.
You stuffed her like a Thanksgiving turkey.
Because sometimes nothing makes sense. Nothing. We do. We have hobbies in one another. And I said it when the pandemic hit, and I'll say it again. I'm insanely thankful to have a community like you guys where it's like we can just plug in and hang out at any point from pretty much almost anywhere. And there's no risk of spreading disease or viruses or whatever if there's a horrible plague going on. But also it's just easy access, not to be pervy about it, but you know what I mean? And I feel bad for people that don't have this because they probably don't have anywhere to go in moments like this. I hope your neighbors get everything. I hope my neighbors get everything they voted for. Same. I have a passport and a vaccination certificate. I have all my vaccinations and all my boosters because I don't like being sick. Oh, Kona, I'm really excited for you. I'm saying, let's see how many we can all make in 4 years. I need to get one to start. Another one. I don't have another one now. I just have these two out. Well, I've done 3, I guess. I did 3. That's really sad, Kel. It's very sad, and it just, I don't know. I can't do anything immediately to do anything about anything. So at this point, it's about protecting me and mine and trying to find joy in the little things that we can laugh at and have a good time with. Because again, and we've talked about this and I know you guys agree, but like if we mentally exhaust ourselves and emotionally exhaust ourselves, we can't do anything. We're no good to anybody. We have to responsibly and maturely absorb what's happening at a rate that is healthy for us mentally. But I mean, seriously, like I'm queen of knocking down what I do all the time. But at the end of the day, where are we without entertainment of some kind? I'm not saying I'm the best entertainment in the world. There's a million movies and streamers and content creators in the world that are so fucking monumentously more talented than me and produce like incredible content that we watch together here all the time. But where are we without entertainment? Like, where would we escape? Where would we go? There's something to it. It needs to be. Like, we have to have it. In some way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? Lizzie, you need a tiny hobby. Something that, like, won't take up space or something. What's a tiny hobby we could get Lizzie into? That doesn't take up, that's not, like, tools or anything. I'll keep thinking for you. Crocheting's a good one. Yarn and, I mean, literally a ball of yarn and a hook. Is it? That's an easy one. I have all my crafts all around me, so I was looking around for inspiration. Something small that's portable that you could just do would be great. Overthrowing the government, that'd be a good one. Do that. Can you do that? Crochet, you can crochet literally tiny little animal friends, anime friends. Lego miniatures, do they have itty bitty ones, like 80 sets? Because Lizzie's in the middle of trying to move house. So if it's something that would be delicate or something, it would just be a pain in the dick. Beadwork is good, but you'd have to have all the beads. I don't know, though. You could get, like, one bead. I don't know. That's a tough one. I'm going to keep it in mind. Crocheting's the best option, I think, so far, because that's literally the least amount you need. Crocheting doesn't take up space. Tell that to Kaki's. Okay. It has the potential to take up the least amount of space. Because technically, a hook and a ball of yarn is technically, allegedly all you need. Technically. I'm not saying it won't turn into a problem. That's neither here nor there. We're talking about the immediate crisis, Crispy. For God's sakes, stop judging your wife. She's beautiful and has beautiful titties. You go suck on one of those titties and say you're sorry immediately. She has crocheted on those titties, for God's sakes. Literally. Oh my God, Tazi, did you do the, like, lace making? Like, I don't even know how to say what I'm trying to ask you right now. You probably know exactly what I'm talking about, but I've ran across videos of people doing it every once in a while on Instagram. But they have a bunch of needles in a board, and the threads on, like, these really long, skinny spindles, and they're just sitting there like, clack, 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 pin, 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 clack, 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 and they just somehow know how they're throwing those spindles around in circles, making the lace on the board with the pins. You fucking that shit up? Because that's crazy. That is why I love watching it, but oh my God. I have no fucking idea what's happening. Like, crocheting and knitting is hard for me, because like, people are always like, I do it while I watch you, I do it while I watch movies, and I'm like, how? Because I'm like, 1 2 2 3 1 2 3 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 2 4 1 3 perfect shit balls at count what fuck 1 2 2 3 1 2 3 3 1 2 4 for the whores is a dick in the board fuck untie it like it's just constant counting. Oh my God, it's insanity to me. I have to basically do the most repetitive pattern ever. I can never do it. I just lose myself. I get so fucking overwhelmed. Ooh, Alexis, do it. That'd be sick. Oh, use shuttles. That's probably, this style I'm talking about, it's usually done by, like, little old ladies in, like, Romania. I'm sure you know you've probably seen it, where they're just clicking all those little spindles, and it's handmade lace. It's incredible. Like, I can't even fathom touching that. Ooh, coloring you literally could get yourself a little coloring book. Like, I have so many adult coloring books. There's so many. I have a coloring book that's vaginas. It's just vaginas. You could color. Why not? Crocheting is easier to do, in your opinion? I don't know. They're both difficult for me. Again, the counting really fucks with my head. It gives some respect to the idea that shit was a lot better than when we didn't have electricity, where we worked all day and didn't have a time to second our thoughts. I'm telling you, I think that's half the reason I go to Burning Man. Is because it's like a full week of just go, 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 go in this heat, where you're just, by the end of the day, it doesn't matter what time of day it is, there's no such thing as insomnia. You've got that all the time, 24/7. You can sleep immediately because you're just so fucking tired. Like, it's just pure fucking exhaustion for a week straight that you can't think about anything else, and you don't have reception to think about anything else. Like, people can't find you unless they get off their ass and walk. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of beautiful. I love not being found. It's my favorite. Oh my God, there's a new Sasha video, Rod. You should go watch. Oh no, you saw it. Did you see it? Easy repetitive patterns, no shit. As long as it's repetitive, my hand gets, like, the muscle memory, and then I don't have to count anymore in my head, and I can, like, see what I'm doing. I like to see someone doing chanting while crocheting. I bet that's at Burning Man. Not to bring up Burning Man again, but you saw Sasha Squatch. Okay. I was gonna say, Sasha Squatch was pretty fucking epic. I have to pee really bad. Let's take a break real quick, and then we'll play some more Harry Halibut. Harold? Hewoo. Isn't that what she calls him? Hewoo? I don't know. I'm really excited. I don't know if we'll beat the game today, but I think you'll see, but there's, like, this crazy-ass timer/countdown happening in the game, where it's like, we have, like, this many days left, we have this many days left, we have X amount of days left, and I just want to play more, so, but I have to pee really bad, so, stand up, stretch your legs, pee your pants, do what you need to do, load a bowl, I'll be back. To me, I'm gonna get the coloring book that's celebrating getting rid of your uterus. That's beautiful sentiment. I love this song. Okay, let me change. I'm really excited. I really like this game. I love games that just have that kind of addicting atmosphere in them. I don't know how to put that. It's almost like BioShock in that I just love the atmosphere of it. But just to run down to the game for those that didn't catch it. So basically, we are Harold. We are like a handyman in an underwater community on a different planet. Allegedly, Earth went to shit. So this community like went on this really long space like cryo adventure and landed on a planet that's all water, and we're in like this weird underwater facility. So we've gotten a message from Earth that apparently everything's okay. So we're trying to get off this planet before a certain day to go home back to Earth. Something's going on where people in the facility, I think, don't want to go home or something, and there's like an argument going on between two different ways to go home. And we recently found an alien that we called Fishy for a while, but now the alien can talk to us and is our best friend and is named Weeyu. I forgot this part. Weeyu took us to their underwater world where all of these people are super happy. All these like alien life forms, I guess, like fishy people, and they're all just like live in this world with no money. It's kind of like Burning Man-esque. And of course, we tell everybody about it, and all of the people come down and start like commodifying it and destroying the world. And so I think Weeyu's pissed at us, and that's where we left off yesterday. And I think we literally have to go to a funeral now. Yeah, the mailman died at the end of yesterday. The really nice mailman who we went through mail with, which is totally illegal and you shouldn't do that, he died. So we're starting off on a fuck foot. But hopefully it gets better. I don't know. But Weeyu, I think, is pissed at us. Rightfully so. Because humans suck. Of course they do. Always. Let me move chat over so I can see you guys. Oh, and how much is it on GOG? GOG is great. I would definitely suggest getting it on GOG. At least you own shit on GOG. Like Steam, I think you can reclaim games at any point. It's on Xbox, so try it out if you want to. Like if you have Game Pass, it's on Game Pass. But then for sure, like if you want to buy it and have it, it's $23.44 USD on GOG. So then you actually own it, which is great. I hope we get game. We did it yesterday and we had game audio, right? I think there was an apocalypse or some sort of like the Earth was on fire or something like that. And a certain population of people left into space and then colonized underwater on this planet that is theoretically all water. And like the pods that we're walking through and like transporting ourselves through this whole time are actually chunks of the original ship. And like recently we've gotten a message from Earth there's people on Earth that are like, hey, we don't know how to say this, but essentially we weathered the storm. Everything's okay now. So now there's like competing companies trying to figure out how to get home. It's crazy. No, I'm so engaged with this. It's so good. The time literally flies by. If one of my mods forgot or didn't tell me what time it was, I would have had no idea. Tomorrow's your birthday. Shut the fuck up. Do you already have a movie choice plan? I feel like that's an established movie night thing. As long as it's nothing violent and horrible or, not that obviously you wouldn't do that to us, but I'm excited to see what your pick is if you have a movie for movie night. If I don't see you and you're off doing awesome things, you get to claim your movie night. Like other days. Like I don't expect you to spend your fucking with us, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. You get like V's not going to be there on her birthday night, so she's going to claim her movie on some other night. So she can do it. It's whenever you want, but I'm excited to see what you pick. Let me see. Who the fuck is live? It's so muddy outside. I have to try to take my dogs on a walk somewhere that's cement. They've got, I know Rod's mentioned it too, but our dogs, poodles in general, have webbed feet, which is adorable and amazing, and it makes them the most hilariously good swimmers. But at the same time, they scoop up mud in their claws like nobody's fucking business and then track it into my house. My house is just... it's a fucking mess right now. It's a joy. But we will continue tomorrow, more of this game. I have no idea how close we are to the end or what even... I have no idea. No idea what's happening, but I gotta take my dogs out before it gets dark. In 2 hours, we do have movie night in the Discord. We watch movies every night. At least usually 2. If not 3 sometimes if we're feeling froggy and they're short. I think that's it. I think that's That's about it. We watch movies. Come hang out. Everybody's invited. I'll be live tomorrow. We'll continue more of the game and hang out. Thank you for always being here to hang out and laugh at good things. I feel like I self-deprecate all the time, so it's only right that I allow y'all to self-deprecate. But maybe sometimes it's just because our blood sugar's low and we need to have a snack. Can we all just like space agree? We're all space agreeing right now that I'm rating Zach. We're all going to make a conscious choice that within the next, let's say 45 minutes, we're going to have a snack. We're going to do our best to have a snack and raise our blood sugar so we're not all hating on it ourselves, yeah? I'll do it if you do it. Okay. Be kind to yourself. Take your joy. Eat a snack. Cheers. Drink water. Pee after sex. All the things. Wash your piss mittens. I'll see you tomorrow. I love you. Bye.